How it do, how it be, how it is, everybody. Welcome in and welcome back. We're getting back into Bayonet tonight. I'm very excited. Couple of announcements to get through first and foremost. This is one of our 3 weekly streamed campaigns, soon to be 4, after the coming summer series. A lot of stuff going on over here, and if you want to get caught up, you can head over to the YouTube. It's called Longshot, and feel free to pop in for any of our other weekly streamed campaigns. I'm SirFeffers, the humble dungeon master of the Longshot table, and I'm very excited to be playing with these yahoos. It's so good. Last we left off, Valentine and Azalea kind of met each other for the first time, got to know each other a little bit. I'm really excited to see how Pierce reacts to Valentine's vibe as well. We are delving into a petrified dungeon, looking for an individual that has answers about the actual history of Woan Oed. This is a Ravenloft-esque demiplane where the party has been trapped within, and this specter, this all-powerful, near godlike ghost, runs Woan Oed, this demiplane, with absolute terror. The Sovereign has made efforts to wipe out histories and scrub even the concept of something like bloodlines away from the people who reside within this demiplane. At multiple times over the many tens of thousands of years, the Sovereign has just wiped people out, just wholesale, across the board, just chunking the populace of Woan Oed way down. And this is something that Azalea and the faction he belongs to has kind of pieced together. And with the recent invasion, episode 1 of this campaign, with the recent invasion gone so horribly, terribly wrong, the party found out from the aristocracy of Rillis that a recent massacre was just called off because of the one that they didn't plan for, the invasion. A lot of really dark stuff goes on in this campaign. If you want a trigger warning, now's the time. This has a lot of gore and viscera. We don't touch on the really important stuff. There's a lot of stuff we do avoid, but there's a lot of stuff we don't avoid. Brutal, gory descriptions, dark themes, horror elements. Just be warned now. Again, I'm SirFeffers. Let's meet the squad. Pierce Ashwalker, aka ValveMax, aka Skadoosh. How you doing?
Hey, buddy. Hey, everybody. It's great to be back. What I miss? No, I caught up. Yeah, I'm ValveMax010. You can find me on most socials. I'm mainly over on TikTok. I kind of scavenge around the other apps sometimes when I'm feeling like it. But I make little funny D&D skits and goofs and gags. If you want to check that out, please feel free. But if you'd like to see me as a player, other than here on Bayonet, you can find me over on Our Flag Means Doom on Mr. Dandy DM's channel. Or you can find me as Zacchaeus P. Dunbar over in Star Progeny on Saturday Morning Spell Kids. And I may or may not be involved in the summer series here on Longshot. That may or not be a thing. But yeah, I'm returning to play Pierce Ashwalker, who is very distraught and confused and a little angry about losing his buddy, Puff.
A little peckish.
Rest in petrification. And a little confused about what to do with a potential blood relative of a tyrant lord. So I guess we'll go ahead and pass it over to the bastard himself, Metro.
Hi, I'm not I'm Valentine. I Metro Mike on everything, or TikTok and YouTube, and then Metro Michael on Twitch. Where I stream RPGs and Souls likes and survival games. YouTube is scheduled Clear Obscure, where I have the rest of the month scheduled for Clear Obscure. It's already recorded and uploaded, scheduled.
Oh,
Look
it
at me
feels so
doing
good.
things.
It feels so good.
I have like 13 hours of content already, slowly chugging along. We are 100% completionist on that game.
Game is so fun.
I don't leave any stone unturned.
I'm dog water at it.
You will see there occasionally is an hour where it's just one zone, because I'm like, hold on, this boss needs to die. Outside of that, I do special effects makeup. Streaming schedule is kind of all over the place right now because I just started a new job, so bear with me while I do that. But Monday, Wednesday, Fridays are usually stream days, and then Saturdays I stream before this. Leading up to this, if you'd like to hang out prior to D&D, then we raid into them. But yeah. Onto the glorious Drak.
Hi, I'm Drak or Drakoniques. I do TTRPG stuff. I do TTRPG actually performing, production. I write TTRPGs as well. Anything, everything teacher related I'm doing or will be doing in the near future. You can just follow me on socials at Drakoniques. That's DRAKONIQUES. But mostly on Blue Sky, so just add a .itch.io to find me on Blue Sky there. But today I'm playing Azalea, who is a Shadow Kai Paladin Warlock multiclass. And it just, again, fucked in every way possible except the fun way. And it's just going with the flow at this point. I'm just going with the flow at this point. It's going to be very interesting to see what their breaking point is. We'll see. We'll see.
All right, everybody. Let's dive into this. I'm very excited to sink my teeth in tonight's episode. First and foremost, as the party ventures down into the bowels of this cave system, let's all roll D100s.
I knew it. I was like, I'm waiting for it. Not bad.
I can feel it in my jimmies.
39.
Okay.
Rolled nice and low.
Okay.
Oh, I rolled really low. I rolled a
Jesus.
6.
All right.
Yeah.
6.
Let's go. Okay. So
All under 50.
All under 40.
Yeah.
the predominant thing of note so far has been these traps. There's a bunch of skeletons that seem to work on base orders, kind of making feeble attempts at keeping people away. The party is pretty easily dispatched these. And as the party kind of finishes this kind of dealing with making this kind of area at least a little more predictable, you find yourselves grouped back up amongst all these ferns, and any touching of the ferns results in them like rolling up and leaving kind of a wake behind you. But in short order, you find 2 different cave entrances, passages that seem to descend. One has these little bits of what's the word I'm looking for? Little circle stains along the stone walls. Just here and there, these kind of just rings of stained like not water, but just on the stone, this kind of darker ring here and there, sometimes overlapping. The other one seems sharp. It's jagged and brittle and crunches as you step. Which of these two passages would you like to take?
Can always do the send a spider down again, but I can only do that so many times.
Most of your hand actually is a part.
I just look at you like that's the weirdest question anyone's ever asked. Yes, it's part of me.
Well, maybe it's a sentient hand.
When I sort of, I suppose, when I pull it off, but it's still part of me.
I'm not one to judge.
While they're discussing that, could I try and discern whether or not I think some sort of creature left these circle marks?
Sure. Roll investigation? Question mark? Do you have a specific
Yes.
role that feature?
Well, if it has anything to do with Fey, Fiends, or Undead, then I get advantage on investigation rolls.
It does not have anything to do with Fey Fiends.
Oh, okay. It's still at 29.
Very investigative.
Brain power.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you too, buddy. You're great. You're wonderful. It reads like the leavings of a beast. Maybe not the leavings in that it's not like the scat of a beast or anything like that, but it does seem like wildlife, but it might not be natural given the size. These dark rings are just a little bit smaller than you. And they're on the walls, they're on the floor, they're on the ceiling, they're overlapping in places. The rings themselves are maybe a foot thick.
I think I'd stand up, kind of brush the dirt off of my hands, turn back to the group and go, well, that way, those rings don't look natural. I think something left those. I don't know. I mean, based on how you guys kicked the asses of a couple of giants earlier, I mean, maybe this wouldn't be a big problem, but I'd rather avoid something like that. And if we go down here, and I'll gesture to like the spiky bristly thing, as long as we watch our footfalls, we should be able to avoid any kind of genuine harm to ourselves.
While you gesture, all of the spikes, and I would say that Azalea and Valentine knows this first, and then Pierce, you finish your sentence and kind of notice it. All of the spikes move with your hand motion towards you.
Those are not stalactites and stalagmites, are they?
Doesn't look like it.
Would appear not. Let's see. Can I go up to one of the spikes and investigate it?
Yeah, you kind of go up and kind of crouch down, make a perception check or an investigation check. Perception would be just looking at it. Investigating would be like prodding at it with like a item of some kind, or just, you know.
Yeah, I'm just
touching it.
trying to see like if it's like not sentient, but like
You get-
like aware of like more than just set subtle movements. Like if it could somehow detach itself.
Hey, buddy, you gonna stab me?
Investigate. Where the hell is it? It's a 16.
16. Okay.
Only a +2.
As you approach and kind of crouch down, all the ones along the wall kind of follow your head until the jagged ends are kind of facing downward at you, and you kind of lean forward and kind of investigate one of the ones before you, which are also now tilted around towards you. It appears to be stone, shards of shale and obsidian, that are crusted onto the wall, bound there by like a lichen, like a moss, very dry moss.
I'm gonna try something. Do I detect any magic coming off of them?
I would say yes. Being some kind of elemental. You're not sure if it's one large elemental or if it's a bunch of little ones.
Would I cast Dispel Magic on the floor? That's what I'm asking, is if they're like sentient, or if they're like something that was conjured magically that I could dispel. Because if it's like a trap, that's just like, think like a ward, but like with a physical form and not like a glyph.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you intend to target in your brain? What's your conclusion?
I would be...
Because you can target a creature, object, or magical effect within range.
Can I target just... Because I'm like, an object's such an open-ended thing. I'm like, could I target the floor? And make like a path would be my thought process, being like dispelling magic in like a what would be like a pathway. Because it says one creature object, but this is like, is the entire thing like because I guess in this case I would burn a level 3 and then cast it on one thing, because they seem to move in a hive mind, and see if it dispels the entire thing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You target. You aim to consider it as a whole, and you target it and you cast the spell. The direction alters, and now you watch as they all kind of get this waving shimmer, like a million scales drifting in an unseen breeze. You have diverted a specific effect.
I don't know if it's safe, but they don't seem to be talking about us anymore.
Hey, well, do you want to go down that way then? My question isn't necessarily if one is more dangerous than the other. My question is, which is the right way?
There's no real way to know.
So we can just pick this route, and if it's not the right one, we turn back and go down the other.
Process
else
of
we can-
elimination.
Sounds good. And then before I even take a step further, I like pull a dagger out and I just yeet it down the tunnel with the spikes to see how they respond.
They don't respond.
Absolutely.
They don't respond, but where the knife does land, you watch these shards break easily, and then all the tiny ones that result in the shattering pop up and join the wavy bits.
Okay. Would agree with you, Pierce. Definitely watch your footing. They seem to kind of like Hydra.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Just move quickly.
All right. Just gonna very gingerly, kind of like I'm walking through a minefield.
Watching the sway, you're able to like step with the grain, if that makes sense.
Sandwalk.
Yes. Just, the party starts quickly shimmying their way down this path, and quickly it gets a little disorienting because that waving texture that glints off of your light sources is the floor, ceiling, and walls, and it starts feeling like this almost living, breathing thing. And you move forward and you start realizing that the tunnel is getting narrower until you get to what seems like initially a dead end. You see in the floor a crevice still covered in these things, and you can continue onwards downward from here, shimmying down, but you risk getting just garbage disposaled. You can see a skull kind of getting slow rotated in one of the nooks and crannies of the passage downward.
I think like very like kind of like swaying with them. I'm like, it's not great up here. We can drop down through a hole where there's a lot of them and hope to God we don't get shredded. But my thought process is we're looking for an earth djinn. This is very earth oriented and seems like defenses.
So probably down there. Okay, no, that makes sense to me.
It will hurt going down here. I'm just forewarning on both of you.
Yes, no, I figured.
Proud of both of you, because we've got. I've never been this far. Everybody died up into this far.
So I'm assuming that's one of your old co-workers.
Oh no, they didn't even. They made it to the. One of them didn't make it to the town. Two of them made it to the town, and then there was a giant hole, and they fell in said giant hole. I said, hey, don't go that way, and they're like, what? And then, whoop. They're not the brightest. Let's see.
You got chicken and dumpling soup? That sounds delicious.
What could I do?
Give me the soup.
That was violent.
Don't have a lot of things that are going to negate this. How far? So is it like we have to crawl down the crevice?
Yeah, so it's a natural cave. Not chiseled or made passable easily. And so what it looks like is, okay, getting rid of the weird shards for a second. On my screen, it's like you'll have to be letting yourself down through this misshapen narrow crevice in the floor. You might have to like then crawl forward a bit and then continue on downward. It's just kind of this natural crack essentially that you're delving. Now adding in the shards, unless you guys roll insanely well, I don't know how you guys are going to navigate through this without taking some kind of damage. So I leave that up to you and your creative wiles, party.
Does there seem to be like a pattern
Yeah,
causing
it's
the crevice to change like shape a little bit?
Yeah, the shards are only about 2 inches. And so there's a very narrow area, but your hands are going to be along the sides, your feet, and if you're not super careful, you could get like stuck somewhere, and then you just get slowly rotated.
I have
like a chicken
Far down
processor.
can we see?
You can see about 30 feet down, and then it cuts out of sight.
Okay. Sorry, what were you saying, Mike?
I do have cure wounds. I can heal if need be, and I'm fairly good at healing. I know it's surprising, isn't it? I dabble in a little bit of everything. I told
Turn to
you.
Azalea.
I look at Azalea. I told you I'm good at everything.
From within Valentine's bag, you hear a, "But he never studies his
Shut up,
geography
Heathrow. Shut up. Shut up. Where is the mute button? You don't have a mute button.
ever."
Just
Disappointing
I take out
student.
Heathrow and I'm just like, and when you see Valentine reach into his hand, like his pocket, and Azalea, but like you'd probably notice this the most because you saw me pull something out of your Cassicus's desk, and it is a softball size orb, and it is a professor orb.
Don't inflate his ego any more than he need be. He was a terrible student in geography.
I could crack you right now.
Oh.
Didn't think that one through, did you? Shush. We'll talk later when you need it. Put it back in
The
my
power
pocket.
dynamic is...
Nope.
I will have questions about that later.
Yeah.
You don't have one. You don't have a Heathrow.
What the fuck is a
I'm
Heathrow?
Heathrow.
Shut up, Heathrow.
Professor Heathrow.
I don't know exactly how he works. He might be a soul trapped in there. I don't know. He knows a lot of stuff that I don't know. He kind of fills the gaps.
I'm gonna start climbing down.
Okay.
Okay.
Pierce was gonna ask what he wanted to do, so as soon as he sees Azalea start climbing down, he's gonna try and start climbing down and follow the rhythm of the crystals.
This is gonna be tricky, gang. First we're gonna need athletics, and then we're going to need acrobatics, and then we're going to need athletics again to traverse through this kind of L shape passage.
What was the last one?
The athletics, acrobatics, athletics. First DC is 10.
Okay. I rolled an 11.
Okay.
I rolled a 22.
Okay.
We're back, baby. We're back. Yeah. That's a 5.
Oh no!
You sounded so excited.
Oathbreaker Carrie, I blame you.
There's-
I saw your video.
There's so Azalea starts it's kind of like those pillows with the beads that you can like it's 2 different pictures.
Yeah.
You kind of slide your hand down along with the movement of these kind of scale like shards, and kind of now are able to press them down flat on one side and kind of slide your hand down and kind of then lower yourself down, choosing your boot steps pretty well. Pierce goes down and misplaces one of the feet, and Pierce, you lose your boot. Oh no, you have magic boots. They're not easily destroyed. They're not easily
thank
destroyed.
goodness.
Your boot gets stuck as the things, and you're like, no, my new boots. And as you try to like kind of move yourself, you get just that little bit of razor across the entirety of your back, and like your butt and your like legs, like the back of your thighs, just that little bit of
my ass.
like across the entire back of you, just this tiny shallow wave of slash, and that causes you to panic a little bit as Valentine, you start moving downwards, and you watch him like kind of start overcompensating and pinballing. If he's not careful, he's gonna get stuck.
I look up at Pierce and I go, if I have to heal you, I'm going to be so disappointed. And I give him Bardic Inspiration. That if you, yeah, I was like, it is like that, very much like, don't fail me. I hired you for a reason.
Pierce, you take 7 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And on your next roll, you have plus 12 or plus a 1d12.
The next roll's DC for acrobatics is 15.
God, dirty 20.
I got 15.
I got excited because you said me 3 rolls, so I rolled 3, and I did real well on all of them.
Same,
There we go. Natural 20 plus 5.
All right.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay. All right, we're alive.
With alacrity, and in Pierce's case, bright lucidity due to pain. You all manage to traverse this kind of elbow joint of this like tight motion, and now it's an endurance gang. You're tired, you want to lean, you want to sit, and so you start crab walking towards this last stretch. So let's get another athletics check.
God, 22.
22, very nice. The DC is 19.
Or no, that was a 23. The first one was a 22.
You said it was a D12 inspiration?
Yes, it is.
Thank
I
you.
still have my Bardic Inspiration because I didn't use it in the fight.
Nice.
Yeah, and that rolls over.
I don't need to use it right now, I guess.
Because it's not. It's not the other
Exactly what I
one.
need.
Thank you, Splanky. Thank you
That's
for the
another
inspo.
natural 20.
Oh yeah.
Get 'em
Minus
all out of your
1, so
system now.
19.
Very
Shut
nice.
up. Oathbreaker Carry, I
19
saw
as
your
well.
video. I do not give you credit for those.
That's amazing.
Azalea, what did you get?
19.
Oh, okay. I thought you said I heard 9, and I was like, ah.
On
no,
the
19.
money.
I got so concerned.
Twinsies.
All right, you guys find yourselves arms burning, Pierce, your back soaking wet. It's blood.
Yeah, I figured.
But you guys find yourselves in this region where it's all now very, very shattered, as if something happened here, and now it's just this shimmering dust, and you kind of cover your mouths and kind of put the hoods up, as it were, to kind of protect yourself from this strange dust in the space. But you're able to move forward.
I'll just look back at Pierce, and I'm just like, you're fine. It's a scratch.
Trust
And it's
me,
mainly because-
I know what more than a scratch is.
The amount I make for cure wounds, I'm like, that's 7 points of damage. Ain't worth that. Just looks
no,
at him
not
like
at all.
he got scratched.
And Pierce like is wincing, but he's not like being a baby about it. Like he has very, very much experienced worse pain.
Oh yeah.
Arm. to example.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Just look back at his arms. That is an interesting contraption. I will want to ask questions about that later.
I'm not the one to ask questions to about that.
Can I look around? Is there anything in this is an open room full of what is the equivalent of like gem dust, right?
Yeah. Moving around, you start finding a camp. Partially buried in this dust. But it doesn't make a lot of sense because there's a cart all the way down here. There's a lockbox in the back, kind of that worn canvas over the top of it. A couple of tents.
You
And
say
a,
cart. Are you like mine cart or like a cart?
like
cart?
a wagon. Like a Pioneer.
Maybe when the city collapsed. But how would that confused?
Can we gauge how old it is? Was it here before?
It is petrified
Petrification? Okay.
and preserved.
Call for today.
The lock probably wouldn't work.
place.
It is a solid piece of rock. There's one petrified person who looks like he's got his hand up about to smoke out of what might have been a pipe of some kind. Kind of in that hunched forward position. His other hand frozen as if he was just putting out a match. Just waving out a light. Older. Bearded. And completely smoothed over by the sand. Featureless.
I assume this isn't our Jin. I say this to you, Valentine.
It's hard to know if this is from the Jinn or if it's from the Sovereign. Because this looks exactly like the forest, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So it's... But the town wasn't petrified.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it was? Okay. I was confused because I was like, okay, so the entire town was petrified, the forest was petrified. How would they... In theory, this I would guess the soil would be petrified then too, so
Mhm.
it
Yeah,
permeates.
you guys have gone down
No.
into the stone of this petrified land.
I would assume that this was some type of traveling. Like they would be something like they maybe a cave like this. I'm assuming a cave's got to have an out if they got a wagon in here. Hmm.
Yeah, so I should say we have opened back up the cave area. Now we're kind of in this big cavernous area. With just like ankle deep dust.
I don't think there's much we can do about this. I think we should just keep moving forward.
Yes.
Valentine, make a history check. Azalea, make a nature check. And Pierce, make a survival check.
A history check
Mhm.
was a dirty 20,
Hmm.
which is impressive
Perfect.
because these dice are rolling real well today.
Okay.
They're the 1-0 dice.
Very
Rolled
nice.
terribly. I
Oh,
rolled
no.
a 2.
Okay. Okay.
No Fey, fiends, or undead shenanigans to be seen here.
Oh,
Oh, really?
we love the sigh.
The sovereign is a ghost. So yes, yes, there is an undead involved with this specific just survival
rolled.
check.
Thank goodness.
I gotta reward. I
it's
gotta
the
reward the
same!
feature. You know what I'm saying?
I rolled the same number twice and it was a 6.
Oh.
But I have plus 11 to survival.
Okay, so
17.
17.
Yes.
Okay. Pierce, you notice that things have gotten really, 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 really dry. Valentine.
Yes.
You dredge your mind of your old history lessons for useful information. The village would be ancient because the petrification swath has been here, you believe, since the creation of Woe and Oed. It's just always been this petrified swath that the sovereign used. So what you might consider is that this preserved ruin potentially predates the creation of this demiplane.
This is like ground zero almost of the sovereign.
Not necessarily, but the petrification might have some preserving, some useful information due to its unique nature.
Hmm. Can I go and investigate the people?
Yeah, I mean, you've got the one guy, so you kind of crouch down, take a look at this individual, smoothed over all over, and pipe raised and hand in motion as if just putting out a match, sitting on a barrel, next to the wagon and the tent behind. The tent, you note, is a solid piece of stone. There's no inside of the tent.
And there was a box, correct?
It was a petrified lockbox in the wagon.
This is going to sound ridiculous, but I'm going to... I think Valentine just looks over at the lockbox, then looks over at the man as just like, hello. And then just waits to see, because then, like, what if this is the gin we're looking for? It is a rock, man.
You say, hello. It echoes back to you naturally in this open expanse. There is no response from the petrified man.
I'm gonna go peruse your wares. I hope you don't mind. If you're alive, we're here as friends. And then I walk over to the box.
Solid piece of rock attached to the solid piece of rock that is the wagon, that is attached to the solid piece of rock that is the floor. So there's no lock to pick. But it's roughly the size of it's roughly like 6 by 8 feet. Big old lockbox.
Solid stone. Let me see. How can we? I'm going to attempt to use a combination of my gauntlets of ogre power and just try and, like, if I can just pry it open.
Let's get a strength check.
Is it raw strength?
Athletics. Yeah, athletics.
Athletics, that's better because I get an extra 2 there. That is a 19.
The top breaks off.
You just see Valentine just go, like, he's just like, clink, with the gauntlets, just like,
Soft explosion of rubble as this it is raw egg white. It is viscous. And as you ponder it, it wobbles. And then slowly begins to vacate. It gets to the dust, retreats back up into the box.
I'm gonna take, kind of like reach down with my gauntlet and like seemingly like look like I'm gonna grab the dust, but I'm like, I put my hand back because I'm like, you don't like the dust. I probably shouldn't touch the dust either.
You are standing like an inch deep in it.
Oh,
Pierce is gonna
all
touch the
around.
dust.
there's a thing in here, guys.
Pierce, you touch some of the dust.
It looks
Yeah,
like
Pierce
an
is gonna-
ooze.
Scoop a little bit up into a vial that he has for sample.
Okay. It kind of gently moves back and forth. You realize that it is not rock. It is metal.
Huh.
It's like one of those like the iron magnet things where it's like
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Everybody.
Can I look?
Us-
Can I look at the guy again?
Yeah. What are you saying, Mike?
Does there seem?
Oh,
Oh
my
yeah, go
bad.
for it.
What?
I saw you, Mike.
Oh, I was gonna be before. I was gonna be like, Azalea, can you come look at this? I mean, Pierce, you can come too.
You know what? 1 second.
Yeah, on my way.
Cause I'm just staring over this box. What are you?
Let Pierce go ahead with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm looking at the guy, and I'm looking at the pipe, and I'm looking at the match that he's putting out.
You see a
Does
little
there seem to
petrified
be-
flame, which is wild
Yeah.
in so many ways.
This is weird. Does it seem like this could have been also caused by like some sort of chemical reaction? Like a flame was kicked on in a room full of gunpowder or something?
It's a fun idea.
Or am I barking up the wrong tree?
It's a really cool idea. I actually wish I had thought of that. But no, this petrification swath is miles and miles wide. It's an entire region on the map that is just this petrified scar.
Okay.
And he seems to have gotten caught up in that.
Okay. So as long as we're not in danger of kicking off another one, that's good.
Azalea, looking down at the chest, it's like an ooze, but an ooze at least has a certain amount of intelligence. This thing is... Make an insight check at disadvantage.
$14.
14. This is a non-ooze, it's a monstrosity. Thank you for the inspo chat. It's a gibbering mouther that has never fed. So it has no eyes or teeth or mouths to bubble to the surface.
I'm going to want to back away from that.
Is it bad?
It has the potential to be if we don't step away.
You scoop it up?
No, I scoop all of the dust that it was
you
avoiding,
scoop
and
up
I go, and I make it rain.
You ever see those like slime toys that like you put glitter in it and then slowly mush the glitter into the
Yeah.
slime? It does that to itself and dies.
One less thing we have to worry about. Also, I got to kill something. I love that.
I'll just
It's
give
good
you I give you just a look at that.
What?
Do you enjoy killing a bit
Don't
too
you?
much? No. If I can avoid it, I try to.
Do you know where we live? Look around.
There was a perfect example of avoiding it, like when that giant was running away.
You killed
point.
your. Why? How am I the bad guy in this? I came back
You
and
just
you were knocking him out senselessly again and again.
You shot off half of its body and it kept attacking. The one you were chasing after was actively running away.
How do I know it wasn't going for reinforcements? Now it never will.
So with this problem, let's find an exit.
Pierce, you good over there?
Pierce is mulling over the conversation that was just had. Because he's seeing logic in both of their arguments. But he doesn't say anything.
Right. The gin. I don't see an out. Do you see an out?
Moving, you can move. You're in this big open expanse,
Oh,
and so
okay.
you're able to kind of venture out into the cavern itself. You start growing real thirsty. Eventually, you do find a cavern moving down. And as you continue onward, it gets drier and drier.
Is there like more dust in this cavern?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gets about shin height.
This is becoming alarming. Can't do anything. Gonna keep charging.
Wading through this dust. You guys grab a short rest as you find this one rock that kind of islands out of the dust, and there's a moment where you guys are able to kind of put your knees to your chest and kind of you kind of lean against each other's backs and look in every direction and kind of keep an eye out and kind of catch your breath. During this time, after about, what's a long rest? An hour minimum, right?
Short rest an hour, yeah.
Okay. That hour passes. And a sound from way off slowly echoes to you guys from the direction you're going in.
Does it sound like a language or just say an animalistic sound?
It might have been a language. Does anyone here speak deep speech?
I only speak infernal. Well, that in common.
Azalea, deep speech?
No.
Okay.
Not at the moment.
What we need is a rock or a deep no.
All the sound like shivers and reverberates with the baritone reverb.
I'm going to cast a ritual spell, I think. So I'm going to spend a 10 minutes. I'll turn to Pierce and Valentine. Keep an eye out. Sounds like a language. I don't understand it yet, but I can ask Mo and Oed for some clarification. But I need 10 minutes.
You sit down to prep yourself, and then your eyes shoot up. The other two of you quickly look back from the way you came as a small retinue of skeletons that don't seem to immediately see you guys kind of appears and starts tromping through the dust towards the party. And these guys were a cakewalk. These guys were easily killed off earlier. Seen to be just, CR 1/4 skellies. And they seem to be on this kind of exodus as about 30 of them kind of shuffle into this passway that you guys are going down and begin breaking against the rock and kind of walking around and shuffling on past.
I think I'll continue my ritual.
Okay.
I stealth, but before I go and stealth and keep an eye on them, I look at Azalea after what Azalea just said. Just nonchalantly, I'm gonna go commune with the realm. And then I look at Pierce. What the hell did he just? Oh, I'm not talking about that. There's so
Pierce
many
is
questions.
like pulling out his crossbow and like loading it just in case anything happens. And he's like, "Yeah, they can do that."
What do you mean?
I don't know.
I'll unpack that later.
I don't ask.
There's so much confusion. What the? Okay. And
There's a lot that I have not been able to explain since I've gotten here, and it's.
what do you
it's-
mean, God?
it-
You're one of the. Oh, you're one of the.
Yeah, I came from Plea to Rillis. Deception.
Versus insight.
Insight, you're locked out. It's a 10.
Okay.
Hey, what up, CB?
Yeah, that's a 5, bro.
No, no.
Oh.
Shit.
Valentine, you catch the slip up and the cover up. It felt very rehearsed.
I tried to make it so smooth too.
No. You're one of them. Oh God, you're one of them.
Of
And it dawns on Valentine of like all of the shit that his family sent to go deal with the outsiders. I am
Pierce is doubling down. He's like not admitting that like
No, really, please. We got hot baths. We got baths.
Oh, you poor
Wait,
creature.
you're
I'm
not
so sorry.
you're not talking about the invaders, are you?
Just stop. Dear Lord. If you're gonna lie, do it with some finesse. Nobody's believing this right now.
How about you go fuck yourself? How about you fuck yourself?
Why are you so defensive now? I've caught you in a lie, just don't have to. We have bigger things to focus on.
Azalea
We'll
and
unpack
Pierce, like,
that later.
Share a look.
We'll unpack that later too. We can all unpack
we will
things.
not unpack that. You can unpack whatever questions you want to ask Azalea about how they commune with Woe.
I want to know where you're from. There's so many questions.
I-
Can you get back there? Can I go back there? I don't want to be here any longer. If you could find a way, if we find a way to go back to your home, take me with you, please. This place
Pierce
is awful.
almost like Pierce like almost screams for a second before he catches himself, and like with a barely contained boiling anger, Pierce goes, "Do you think if I could leave, I wouldn't have fucking done it already?"
No, why would I think? I don't know. Why would you? First off, where's the hatred, the hostility coming from? I did nothing. Side note, why did you come here? Why would you come here?
Questions? And I'll just finish like loading my crossbow. Just save him for him. And I point at Azalea.
Azalea.
Oh,
go ahead.
I'm just like, so it's just like the touchy subject struck a nerve there, and then I like scamper away into like a side adjacent spot. I'm like, gonna let him cool off there. Jesus.
Okay, roll stealth as we go over to Valentine. It's Valentine. Azalea.
That's a nice. That's a.
You commune. You branch out.
Yes.
You expand your consciousness out to Woe and Oed.
I'm casting comprehend languages
Ooh.
with this as I reach for Woe and Oed, and across this ritual, I'm potentially given almost flashes of every language any living creature has spoken on the lands of Woe and Oed, as I, in that moment, understand them all.
Okay. You get the patch update. You get the download.
Patch 8.
And your eyes kind of roll back into place, and you kind of take in your surroundings. Valentine's gone. What'd you get on that stealth roll?
Oh, I'm legitimately gone. I got like a 24.
Yeah, no more Valentine. Pierce looks agitated.
I think so sat there, I'm going to listen again for that sound, that voice, to see if I can understand what it might have been saying.
A little bit of time passes.
I smell water.
I've already made a link with Valentine, so I don't need to see them in this moment to communicate. So in your head, Valentine, I say, whoever this creature is, it seems they can sense water. Keep an eye out. We're full of the stuff, so if they can smell the water, they can definitely smell us. And then I make the connection, and I'll tell Pierce the exact same thing.
So thirsty.
What if we offer it
Where are you?
I like ping Azalea, and I'm just like, this is gonna sound absolutely insane. But hear me out.
Okay.
I could hypothetically conjure 30 gallons of water. And we could just put it somewhere else.
That's not a bad idea. If this thing tracks water, we can divert it and avoid a fight. I think it's worth it. I think the first thing we need to do is figure out where it is, though. So that
Okay.
we actually put it on our path.
There's only like one other exit in this particular room, right?
There's forward and backward.
Okay, and the skeletons went from backward to forward.
And
Okay.
Valentine has like sneaky beaky like
Yeah.
gone after him. Valentine, you are now currently amongst the skeletons. You've gathered that they don't know you're there, and so you're kind of using their bodies to kind of like lay low, and kind of move in, move forward.
I have an idea. Okay. Hear me out. I am going to, because I have spell sniper, 60 feet back the way they came, conjure and create food and water, and it's just gonna be the 30 gallons of water. And there's just 30 gallons of water 60 feet closer towards the door.
Just pooling.
No, it's in containers.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Free
Because I can
boxes.
create. Yeah, I can create
500
45.
red solo cups.
I'm like, I'm equal. I am 50 million shot glasses of water.
Selling the boxes and containers alone gotta be a profit, right? You can do this
Yeah.
daily.
Well, no, because everything disappears after 24 hours. So.
Okay, good.
Better drink it fast.
Well, no, the food spoils after 24 hours, so I guess the water containers would stay. I create cups. I am a cup salesman. But yeah, I can create 45 pounds of water or of food, and then 30 gallons of fresh water on the ground or in containers within range. So I just create. Can I twin cast create food and water?
No, because you have to.
That's a
it's
targeted
the-
spell,
yeah,
right. Yeah. So yeah, I just.
You can make
30
it farther away.
Oh yeah, no, I spell sniper, so it's 60. It's doubled.
Amazing.
So it's 60 feet back the way they came. There's just like what would be like 3 10-gallon barrels.
back the way the skeletons came from.
Yeah, like because I'm assuming that like they're coming from him, so it's 3 10-gallon like barrels of water.
It does appear off the reverberation that they're heading towards it.
What do you mean?
The skeletons came from behind and moved forward. The sound came from the forward direction. So if you want to put the water closer to where the sound is coming from, you would put it ahead of you.
Yeah, it would be ahead of me.
Okay.
Because it's the thought process is either these skeletons are working for that, or that thing's gonna come for the water,
Yeah.
or both. And if they fight, great.
You place it. You place it, and you're still stealthed. You're about 100 feet up from the party members, from the rest of the party.
I think I just tap Azalea and just like, the water has been planted, and either these skeletons are working. We'll find out something.
Okay, so you head back to the party.
Yeah, I'm just slowly scampering back towards the party. Let's see how this plays out.
Okay.
Yo, Skelly number one, they got iced tea and cookies over there.
A stampede. Some time passes. Are you guys able to see 160 feet down the passage?
I have. Do I have dark vision? I think I do. I'm a tiefling.
Yeah, you're a tiefling. You have dark vision.
I
Yeah.
have 60 feet of dark vision.
Yeah, 60 feet.
I can get 60 feet of dark vision,
Well, it's 160
which I will
feet
actually
away.
do.
It's
Because
100
if we are in the dark, I'd like to just go ahead and take care of that now.
That's
Even if
fair.
it's 106, 100, that far. I'm concerned about getting jumped in the middle of the night.
As you should be. You guys, do you want to move up so you can perceive the boxes, or do you want to?
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I'm moving
Okay.
up to where like I'm 60 feet from them, but making sure that
Sorry.
I'm making sure that like wherever I am, I want to have as much distance between me and the skeleton. So I'm 60 feet from the boxes so I can see.
Okay. The
Yeah, I'm moving
skeletons.
up there as well.
Yeah, you guys are able to see the skeletons get to this kind of yawning, almost door frame-esque cave opening. They get to the boxes of water, and they kind of look at it for a second blankly. They start picking up the boxes. It takes like 3 of them, and then put it off to the side. Put it off to the side until the boxes are out of the way, the containers of water are out of the way, and just as they go to turn to continue onward, you're not really sure immediately what it is you see, but a leathery appendage snakes through the dust. What just kind of brushes aside casually one of the skeletons, which just kind of like breaks apart. And it slowly wraps around one of the barrels and then 9 more start quickly gathering up the barrels, and near silently taking them, the occasional little scrape. You hear the crunch munch of barrels, of casks, as something just starts eating the containers of water.
Didn't get as much eyes on it as we wanted, but at the very least we know the direction of it.
In theory, we'd go up there and ask. I'd be like, hey, don't eat me. Let me pass. Here's 3 more barrels. It's a lot more water than I have.
I think it's worth a try at this point. If it turns into a fight, it's going to turn into a fight. But if
Yeah,
we take
'cause-
it down, that'd probably be best.
I'm gonna just look at them and go, did you not see the size of those things?
Yes.
Do you have a better idea? This is a non-confrontational way of potentially getting past. I'm assuming we're gonna have to kill that thing.
Do you think you can reason with something like that?
I've reasoned with my family. What are you saying? This is nothing. He says, full send, like believing that's the case, but it's a monster.
So is your
I'll be
family.
honest, I don't know. I don't know what this thing is. It has a language, it speaks. If we fight it, it's going to be the same thing as if we, go and fight it. But if it is able to be spoken to, we can avoid that potentially. We could try sneaking, but it seems to be able to smell water. I'm not entirely sure how much light-footedness can do when it comes to hiding the scent of the fluid in your body.
More.
It wants more.
Seems like we've got us a plan. Okay, I guess I literally walk. I just
What's
walk like
everyone's
this. Because what
passive perception? Oh, I got it right here. Hang on, sorry.
did it do anything to the skeletons? I guess it wouldn't because it's
Casually destroyed one of them by accident.
You
Pierce,
pushed him out of the way. Like, yes.
in the dust. With your passive perception of 16. Someone has a weapon of warning, don't they?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, good.
Oh shit!
Danger, Will Robinson. You see in the dust, snaking, kind of like Dune style, shifting tendrils snaking through the dust, feeling out the area towards the party.
Guys, and I'm aiming my crossbow at the one
Okay.
I can see.
Yeah, no,
I'm
we're
gonna
on it.
try
Don't worry.
something.
Sorry.
Gonna try something here. So I cast thaumaturgy, and I make my voice boom up to 3 times louder and go, "Hello, I bring you water."
Okay.
A lot. Just don't eat me. Or my friends.
I'm
Okay.
reaching a hand out, and I think for a moment you see the sands, the kind of dust beside me ripple, and then arcane rifle almost erupts out of the ground into my hand as I summon my packed weapon.
There's a pause. A long, dehydrated, withered tentacle latches onto the cave side, and this creature pulls itself forward into view. Audric, go ahead and post the picture in the Discord.
Oh, God.
Hail.
This squid adjacent kaiju clearly does not fit down here, but it can squeeze. You hear the crunch of bone as various skeletons are caught up in this creature moving and are just decimated. As more tentacles
real
start
well.
grabbing the sides of the walls and pulling itself forward, the suction cups forming the dark rings.
You bring me water.
Just very grandiose. Puts up his hand. My friend,
Hang
I
on.
do bring you. Oh.
Wait till you see the picture.
Oh.
I think I've seen plenty of horrors in my lifetime. Half of my
I'm
family
actually,
has conjured them.
I'm so excited because, unironically, and I don't want you to take this as me going like X. No, octopi creep me out so much. I love.
Same. They're terrifying. There's no reason to be that alien, but enjoy that.
That's fun.
It's
Oh, fuck!
it's almost like a starfish in that inverted folding shape. An inverted starfish? It's everything but a starfish. I don't know how to explain this. There's 3 long cracks above the mouth that seem to have beady little eyes, and this over toothy mouth clamped shut in this kind of piercing downward kind of forked Davy Jones carapace of a beak, kind of forming the only sharp point as everything else undulates and moves to the space. This thing is extremely crinkly and dry and dehydrated, and so the only bone around the face and the mouth is gaunt and stretched thin, and you can see the cartilage and carapace giving even more of that almost eldritch appearance. This face leans into your frame, into your 60 feet of vision, and it's having to squeeze.
I think Valentine's still just like my friend, because he's there seemingly never known something to try and like genuinely kill him. So he's like, he doesn't understand threats. He just knows, hey, you attacked me, I'm gonna kill you now. So it's just like, my friend, I do bring you water. If you will you allow us to pass? And then I look to Azalea.
Hold on. You understand.
He's dying.
You understand threats. You don't understand danger.
Yeah, right, perfect.
I do.
Just looking to Azalea after he goes, yes, I will give you more barrels of water if you allow us to pass. It's much more you get than you get out of us.
I'd wait for the response because and in your head, Valentine, I go, I can only understand them. I can't speak their language.
They hesitated though when I said what I said.
It did respond with more.
That was in
common?
In common.
No. But it was in response to his
It did
offer.
respond, yeah.
So it kind of it's tiny little like 3 rows of beady eyes kind of take in the scene before it. It seems like it's having a hard time seeing where you guys are, and it raises one part of one tentacle and thumps it, and then as the kind of the reverberation of that thump kind of moves throughout the space, you see all the little beady eyes lock onto each of you.
Cool.
You will make more until you can't, and then I will draw upon your flesh.
Azalea sighs.
Pierce would like to sleight of hand coat the crossbow bolt in poison.
just the genuinely sigh, and you're like Azalea sigh. You just go.
And then again in everyone's head will tell them they have no intention of letting us go peacefully. They plan on making you draw and create as much water as possible, and when you can't, they will just consume what water we
Yeah.
have.
He just after Azalea sighs, he just looks just like he sighs too. He's like, what an inconvenience. Okay,
I'd like to
well,
hold an action as well, if I may.
You poison your next round.
I would say the moment Azalea tells me that he plans on drinking me, I'm just full send. Yeah. I'm gonna try this. I look at it and I say, I'm gonna go, please. And it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
When he poised with the cherry on top, Mr. Squeeze.
Azalea, you doing anything in this moment?
I think all I'm doing is I'm getting my animated sword out. I flick it
Okay.
out of its sheath.
Now, Pierce, you may hold an action.
Okay, perfect. My held action is going to be the second that this thing looks like it's gonna
You perceive aggression.
yeah, the second I perceive aggression, it is going to get a bolt to the face.
Okay. You said a wisdom saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
22.
Damn. Okay.
18 plus 4.
Damn. Okay, it's saved. Yeah.
Let's roll initiative. And
Can I fire?
Yeah, you may fire.
Okay, here's the big question. Is he surprised?
Yeah, 'cause you're rogue, yeah.
I think he came in here asking for a fight.
Okay, fair enough.
So I don't think so. If you had attacked
I
him
wanna-
before he had thumped and gotten the tremor sense, then maybe.
Gotcha.
Maybe, but he did have the time to kind of like echolocate your vibe and all that.
Echolocated my vibe.
Listen, can't be
Oh my-
gold every time.
oh my gosh.
I'm
That's a-
thirsty.
That's a 23 to hit, and I'll need him to make a Constitution
White
saving
claw.
throw.
Yeah, okay.
They have the peach mango white claw.
That cracks me up. That's a dirty 20. 15 plus 5.
Ew. Oh my god. Okay, fine, whatever.
That'll be 9 points of piercing damage, and no poison damage. I don't think.
That's okay. The Kraken doesn't take poison damage.
Oh, twinsies.
Guys, we'll be
Wait,
right
what?
back. We're gonna grab our break right there. And we return. Let's roll our initiative.
I got dirty 20.
I got
I
a rock.
rolled the 16.
It's not
I got a
just
jar of dirt. I got a Kraken it, dude.
I got a 17.
Okay, okay. You all rolled higher than the Kraken. How's the volume levels on that, by the way? Is it too much?
It seems good at my end.
That's good.
Yes.
Okay. Valentine, Pierce, Azalea, Kraken. Valentine, you take like 2 steps back as this thing completely like is bigger than this cavern passage, but squids squeeze. So this mass of roiling, dehydrated, wrinkling tentacles with this beak and this face kind of peering out from the center, latching onto the sides of the cavern, pulling itself forward, clearly is going to attempt to eat you. You can see it like sucking back up the salivation and the drool, because liquid is this thing's drug. This thing needs water badly. You can tell. And now you have just given it a taste of that which it needs.
Not ideal. Give me 1 moment. Okay, we are going to... And I believe I can do that. Let me check. One last thing. Where did it go?
I love deep speech. This is my go-to deep speech like voice.
It's pretty good.
It's a lot of fun.
So, question. Am I able to, because I chose Warcaster, am I able to attack with a melee weapon while maintaining concentration?
Yeah.
Okay.
Warcaster specifically for like, because now you can have 2 weapons or a shield and a weapon in your hand, because you don't need to use a somatic.
Yeah.
You do need to use it, but you can use your weapon.
For concentration in general, you can just swing while holding concentration. It's if you get hit that you gotta roll to see if you lose concentration.
Then I will, in the total darkness, I just kind of look back and go, you might want to shield your eyes. And, it's very, very, like, inversely to what Azalea and Pierce would have seen when I was fighting the golems, how I erupted into the shadow. All of the white on my garments slowly begins to illuminate more and more as I cast Fount of Moonlight. A cool light wreaths on my body, emitting a 20-foot radius and a dim light in an additional 20 feet. Till the spell ends, I have resisted on radiant damage, and my melee attacks deal initial 2d6. In addition, immediately after I take damage from a creature, I can see within 60 feet of myself, which he is. I can use a reaction to force the creature to make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is blinded until my next turn.
Oh, tasty. Okay. It recoils from the bright light. The creases, the 3 creases go to the center with the rows of black eyes shutting like a mass blink. And recoiling, just
Quit whining, you big baby.
bonus action.
Bonus action. Let me see. I am going to look at Pierce and be like, I'd be like, I want to see what you can do. And then I'm like, not salivating, but I'm looking at his arm like out of just very, very like unnecessary like excitement because the arm is such a a foreign thing to what he's seen. And you get bardic inspiration.
Thank you. He's such a nice person.
Yeah,
Above the table.
he's
No, I'm
such
kidding.
a sweetie.
Okay.
And that is
Yeah,
my
you-
turn. Yeah.
Pierce, your turn begins.
Well, in that case, you will immediately see Pierce kind of like roll off the rock, and I would like to try and use a bonus action to hide.
Okay, yeah. You kind of roll off the rock and try to get put it in between you and this entity.
Yeah.
In the Kraken. And you use your action to hide, or would you like to roll
My
yourself?
bonus action.
Your bonus action to hide. Okay.
Yes, please.
You get out of sight.
Cool. And then, while I'm behind this rock, if it's blinded, I guess. I mean, it depends on whether or not it's blinded. But like, I'll just jab my thumb with the point of my crossbow bolt. Crimson right. No, that's a bonus action. Shoot, I already. I messed it all up.
No, no.
I messed up my flow.
We
Anyway.
can say you just moved yourself to. It's a big rock.
Okay.
We can say that you moved yourself just in between the way, so you can select your bonus action.
I appreciate you very, very much. You're a peach of a man. So yeah, I'll move behind the rock. I'd like to use my bonus action in that case to Crimson Right of Flame. And then move around, peek behind the rock, or peek around the rock, and fire at this thing to hopefully see what fire damage can do to it.
Okay.
Okay, that'll be a 15 to hit.
15 does not hit.
Shoot. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go for my second attack here then.
Okay.
That's a 14. So both of those miss.
Ooh.
And Pierce just kind of like slumps back behind the rock, starts working on reloading the crossbow, and he's just going shit, like, cussing to himself over and over again. That's all I got for you.
Azalea, you did grab a second rifle.
Yes.
Okay. I think you had mentioned you were intending to give it to Pierce, which is why I mentioned it. I wouldn't
Yes.
presume that. But before your turn begins, I have got a legendary action.
Motherfucker.
You said you backed up, Valentine?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my light is 20 feet of searing bright light, and then another additional 20 feet of dim light. But I am a literal beacon.
The bright light is met with a wave of ink. I need both of you, Valentine and Azalea, to make Constitution saving throws.
It's a magical effect.
It's basically a breath attack, so I'll say yes. Bop, bop, and bop.
You said con?
Yes.
Rolled an 11.
Maintain concentration, which is great. I rolled a 17 for the con save because I get
Fail. And you will roll concentration after you take damage, specifically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Dyson Autism is here.
Yo! What up,
Hey, buddy.
gang?
Hi.
Hello, friends. Welcome in, welcome in. We're fighting a dehydrated Kraken deep underground in a petrified dungeon. It's a time. Both of you failed. Both of you have the blinded and poisoned condition until the end of the Kraken's next turn.
Blinded poison.
That's fine. I don't need to see what I'm about to do.
Okay.
As I reach, as this inky void surrounds me, I feel this almost sickness come over me and this blindness take hold. Without faltering, I dig my fingers deep into the dust in the ground until I connect with the ground itself. And I'm going to cast Summon Aberration. As when I cast Comprehend Languages, I saw images of every creature that's spoken deep speech
Okay.
in this plane. I dig my fingers into the ground, and maybe assisted by Woe and O themselves, you see the ground almost seem to crack and shift and pull open as I pull out why not? I'm gonna pull out a Beholderkin, and you see a fissure crack in the ground, and the Beholderkin pulls itself out of the ground and floats in front of Azalea. As I lost my sight, but I have the sight of this Beholderkin.
The beholder comes out.
Me out.
That's a Kraken. Oh.
It looks anger and jealousy and hatred. Just immediately, violently hates the Kraken. Simply for also
And
being similar to it to a certain degree, which is a classic trait for a beholder.
Yeah. As a bonus action, what was the teach?
Have a great session. Thank you so much, Trash Panda. Appreciate you.
Don't think there's anything I want to do as a bonus action, so that'll be the end of my turn. But then it's my beholder's turn right after me. As the
Okay.
beholder will fly, actually not fly over. I think it'll stay where it will move to the sides, moving out maybe like 30 feet to the side.
Okay.
And will hold on. Yeah, there we go. Oh, nope, one. It's Summon Aberration. There we go. It's going to make an attack. It has a range of 150 feet. It's going to fire an eye ray at it.
Oh my god. Okay. Hell yeah.
My
Good
spell
lord.
attack. So I'll just roll it. Spell attack.
Anyway, I started blasting.
That's a nat 20.
You're
kidding!
Go! Oh my god. Let's go.
We're gonna live.
Aberration. There we go. So that is 2d8 plus 8 damage, psychic damage. Yeah. Let's roll
Okay.
that. 4, 7 plus another d8. Okay, so I'll do. That's 14 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And it has multi attacks. I can do it one more time. Damn, that one doesn't hit. That's a 13 as the second eye ray goes wide. And that will be the end of its turn as it kind of floats to the side of me.
Okay. Alrighty. That's going to bring it to my turn. The Kraken does the kind of caterpillar movements forward with the tentacles before dragging itself forward. This cacophony of small suction cup pops, kind of crinkling through the space. It is going to swing on Valentine at disadvantage. One tentacle comes streaking across.
Are we still blinded, by the way? Or is it until the end of it? Is it starting next turn or end of this next turn? Can't remember. What you said.
Until the end of the Kraken's next turn.
I think it'll be a flat roll then. It'd differ disadvantage because of the flash of light, but also Valentine's blinded, so it'd be advantage because of the unseen attacker trait.
Okay. Just gotta re-roll. Huh. $19 to hit.
It hits.
Okay. I rolled a 2.
2 damage.
Oh,
Nope, 2 to hit. I have a plus 17 with my
Oh.
tentacle.
Wow.
There we go.
it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
You take
be fine.
13 bludgeoning damage and are grappled. The escape DC is 20.
Okay.
You have the restrained condition until the grapple ends. Now that it's got a hold of you, the beady eyes lock on.
Where is it holding me?
It is wrapped a tentacle around you.
Oh, okay.
So it hits you and then.
In theory,
Coiled up.
you can say no.
Mhm,
Couldn't I still, in theory, point a finger to the tentacle?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm hellish rebuking it for hitting me.
Excellent.
So it is going to take. I do that at 5th level because how dare you touch me? Just
It's
Not,
almost.
I guess not
it's
slimy.
almost like rubbery snake skin.
yeah, leatheriness. So that's 2d fire damage, and then increases another 1d. So it's 5d10.
Okay.
There's my d10.
Bill.
It's gonna take 30 fire damage on its tentacle for grabbing me.
30 fire damage. Good lord. It
Wow.
takes 60.
Oh.
What's that?
Weak to fire damage. Interesting.
It is. Yeah, you say that. You go weak to fire damage. Interesting. And then and there's a moment where you're upside down as it fully
Oh.
winds up. Yes.
Sorry, I need to roll concentration. What's the DC?
The DC is half of the damage you took.
It's 10 or half the damage, whichever one is higher.
This would be
Which I
13.
think it would be 10.
Well, he took. How much damage did he take?
It took 13.
13, I thought.
Then yes.
Yeah, so it'd be 10.
So yeah, you gotta roll.
I got a nat 20.
Nice. Your good fortune dawns upon you for a moment. Suddenly you're upside down, and you get a real up close look at like this long row of this long column of 3 little beady little eyes, just kind of studying you as
Wait.
with hatred. Say again?
Am I not blinded?
Yeah,
Am I
you're
not blinded?
You're right. Yeah. You're like,
I can't see.
I
him.
think
I
I'm
was
upside
hoping-
down, and
I was
then-
hoping you were going to be like, no, because then I'm like, oh, I have something else then.
There's a brief moment where you're upside down, and then you are thrown. Now, you are thrown by a kaiju. So you go rocketing down this cavernway down this cave passage into the large cavernous area where you connect and go through the stone tent that was in the earlier passage to land and scramble and scrape into across all of that dust into the jagged area, and you're gonna take a little bit of damage.
Bill, does Featherfall work sideways?
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I have good on that. I'm proficient, man. The 19 on the dex save.
Okay. You fail,
Jesus.
and so you're gonna take the full damage.
Dear Lord.
$18 bludgeoning damage. And you are prone.
18.
18 bludgeoning, and you're prone.
How far am I away?
You have flown 160 feet.
Jesus.
You went for a ride. There's a brief moment where you were blind. You're like, am I upside down? And then serious G's, and then a floating sensation, and then a really painful slamming sensation. It has one more tentacle strike, which it's going to make on Azalea. You moved, correct, Azalea, on your turn?
Oh, I didn't move.
You didn't move.
Just my. Yeah.
Then it is.
My
Then it
aberration.
knows. Then it knows where you are.
Would
And does not have disadvantage.
It would actually have advantage because I'm blinded.
Ah, thank you. That's right.
you just see all of the light just zip out of the room? It goes complete
All of the
dark.
lights.
All the lights.
Like throwing a glow stick.
24 to hit.
That hits.
$18 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled. That is the end of its turn.
Let's see. The DC 10.
So
Yeah,
the
I'm
blind,
good.
so
That's
your
funny.
your respective vision returns to you. Start blinking the ink out of your eyes. Valentine.
Stands up, just. All right. Let's see. I'm 160 feet away, you said?
140 feet away from your party. 160 feet away from your adversary. Does Featherfall work sideways? I don't see why not. Just in general.
Well, I'm gonna approach 30 the 30 feet that I have.
Okay.
130 feet. Let's see. Let's see.
You do have spell sniper.
I do.
So your 30s are 60s and your 60s are 120s.
Hundred and 30 feet away. I think I stand up, I walk the 30 feet, and I'm just like, as I'm brushing myself off and walking, I use I'm gonna cure wound. I'm just cure woundsing myself as I brush dirt off. It's like, and then that's my turn. Well, no, yeah, it's my turn because that's all I can do.
Me by touching me.
Pierce. Oh wait, no. The 20 mark is had. It comes and goes as the Kraken lifts up one of the tentacles and slams it down, and all the beady black eyes lock onto your various positions, including you, Valentine. Pierce, your turn.
It can't. I don't think, unless you correct me wrong, it doesn't know where the Beholderkin is.
Sure.
It's floating.
It floats.
Mm.
It do a float.
Would you say Pierce is definitely smart enough because he watched the thing pound the ground to get a look on? Okay, so as soon as Pierce feels that, he's going to start moving again, and this time he will use hide once he's about 30 feet away from where he was behind the rock. Hide is a bonus action. Man, I sure do hope these hit. Also, that arcane rifle sure would be a handy thing to have right now. Hope I live to use that.
I don't mean to railroad. I hope this doesn't come across as railroading, because I am near positive Drakoniques that you specified you were gonna
I
grab
especially
this
got
gun
to give for Andy. Yeah,
For
so
Andy.
I would.
It's safe
I
to
haven't
say
had
you
a
would have
chance
given
to-
it to him.
I'm down for that. Yeah, I can say that as before this fight started, I would
Whoa.
have thrown one of the arcane rifles to you.
Look at this. This is a crazy contraption that I'm gonna... No, but I think that Azalea would have had time to at least hand Pierce the rifle, and as he's still learning all the ins and outs, he realizes that his crossbow is genuinely a piece of shit. And so he will very quickly bring out the arcane rifle. And can I get a general vibe?
If you look for D&D Beyond
Oh, it's-
purposes, in case that helps you,
Okay.
it's the hunting rifle in D&D Beyond. If you just grab that,
Gotcha.
and it just does magical piercing,
Splendid.
and it also has a bayonet on the end of it that does 2d8 piercing.
Theme!
Is it 2d8 piercing or slashing? Piercing?
Piercing.
Piercing.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah,
got
it's a jabby boy. Sorry, I realized that was kind of just like, let's just wash
No, you're
over
good.
this and just kind
Yeah.
of. But
No,
I
it's a
should
good.
have
I
written
appreciate
down
it.
at the beginning of tonight's episode to
Yeah.
move the stuff over with the boots.
What's about inspelled hunting rifle?
I have a question because it seems like the bardic inspiration has changed. Because once within the next hour, when a creature fails a D20 test, is that anything using a D20
Yeah. So
Oh,
check,
wow.
saving throw,
or attack roll?
Yeah.
Nice.
What were you saying, Pierce?
I have inspelled hunting rifle, silvered hunting rifle.
we just
Stand
use
by,
a normal
I got
hunting
it.
Okay.
Yeah, that means
like
that
rifle hunting. I think it's
Oh.
if you haven't used the bardic inspiration, you can just stack that onto. Because what that AC
right.
seems crazy high.
His
What did
AC
they
is
say?
quite
Such a-
high.
He's a big boy.
Okay, I got it here. Okay.
He's such a big boy.
You got it. Okay. And then
Yes,
the
I found
shotgun is your piercing damage. It's 2d8 piercing.
Fantastic. Come here, sweet cheeks. Alright. That's way better than the freaking yeah.
Crossbow. The memories we've shared.
I'm sorry, the little one. I'm going to go ahead and try and fire at this thing. You said I can stack on my inspiration. to my attack roll?
Yes. That's what I want a
Give it a shot.
clarification on because it's a D20 test and that's a new language.
All right. Before I use inspiration, let me ask. 17 plus 5, 23, 22. Does that hit?
Yes. It does hit.
Okay.
Save it for the
Fantastic.
next one.
I will save it for the next one. That'll be. This one doesn't have my crimson red on it, so this will just be 2d10 plus numbers plus 5. 9 plus 5, 14 points of piercing damage. Yeah.
Alrighty.
And that'll be the first attack, and as soon as I fire that thing off, Pierce will immediately just... Oh, I didn't do my sneak attack damage. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like the worst rogue when it comes to that.
No.
I always forget my sneak attack.
Rogues often. I think rogues have an utter run. There's so many stipulations for a sneak attack. I think it's fair to sometimes forget it.
Okay. So that was 14 plus 5, 19 plus another 5, 24 plus 1, 25 plus 3, 28 points of bludgeoning piercing damage total for the
Got
first
it.
attack. And then I'm gonna shoot this thing again.
You the shell thing in the dust.
And I just go, oh yeah. One more time. That was a 10. I'm gonna use my inspiration for that.
Drax, you have inspo?
Plus 5.
Yep, that's all. Thank you.
Plus 5. Okay. Dirty 20.
Woo! Doesn't hit.
Ow! That's not what I wanted to hear, bro. Okay.
The leathery hide is it's got a natural armor. The AC has actually come down the more hydrated it has become.
Oh. I'm so sorry. I actually have inspiration from chat that I forgot that I had.
Use it.
Okay, I will attempt it. Thank you. That's worse. Sorry. Thank you for entertaining me.
Azalea.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, Pierce. Any movement?
Just the 30 movement out to where
That's
I
right.
said I was.
Okay. Azalea, your turn begins.
Yes. I'm currently not grappled, restrained. Right?
Grappled and restrained.
Grappled and restrained. Okay, that's fine. Grappling and restraining does very little for me. I'm gonna use my bonus action, Blessing of the Raven Queen, to teleport out of its grasp
Nice.
as I disappear in an inky sludge, and then I would like to reappear. How tall is this thing compared to like the ceiling of this?
It's filling the area. It's having to
Those
squeeze
areas
in.
entirely. Okay.
Yeah, but it's
in
boneless
that case-
except for the beak. So anything small, bigger than the beak, it can get to you from, which is why it's
Yeah.
horrific.
I'll teleport 30 feet back on the ground again,
Okay.
and I'll raise this arcane rifle, which I've never fired a rifle or gun. It's a strange alien contraption to me. But the moment I made it my packed weapon, Warren Oed showed me through the eyes of every single person who's wielded a rifle how to use one. Because I immediately get
Whoa.
proficiency with any weapon that I make a pact with.
Cool.
So almost as if I've done this for years, despite the fact I definitely asked even Pierce recently when we first found out what those contraptions were. You see me raise this rifle as if I've done this all my life and fire 3 shots. And as I fire the first shot, I'm going to use my Channel Divinity. I believe it's called, yep. And go for Valve Enmity. When you take the attack action, you expend 1 use of Channel Divinity to utter Valve Enmity against a creature you can see within 30 feet. You have advantage on attack rolls against that creature for 1 minute.
Nice.
because I'm an elf and I took elven accuracy, I actually have double advantage, the moment's advantage on the creature. So I have double advantage as a fire.
God, elven
this shot.
accuracy.
Elven accuracy on
is
a
crazy.
on
It's the only time you
on a
get
Pax
double
Blades.
advantage on something.
Yeah, because I use it gives you advantage on all things that you or attack rolls that use charisma, wisdom, or intelligence.
Oh,
And because I'm a packed blade, I use charisma for all my packed weapon attacks.
so good. It's so
So I have here they call it super advantage, which is very funny to me. Let's see the first shot if that hits.
This is the Spy Kids 2 clip where Junie just has the sunglasses and they go with all the lids.
As in this moment, they feel again described it before, but they feel almost like the plane itself turned its attention to this creature, as I fired a shot for a 27 to hit for the first roll.
27 hits.
And that does 16 points of. I'll make this necrotic damage just to see what it does.
Ooh.
Okay, let me take a look at the stat block. It takes the necrotic damage.
Okay. I fire again for the second one. The 28 for the second shot.
That hits. It's incredibly loud.
You hear the concussive explosion coming from this. For 15 points of radiant damage, again, just to see what this does. I can change the type my packed weapon does from psychic, radiant, to necrotic. So I'm just testing all of these out on this creature.
It
So
takes the radiant.
Okay, and I already know it takes the psychic because of my
Yep.
beholder king. So I'm going to stick with the current radiant and fire again for the third shot.
The metal shavings for both of you guys in a blast radius from the gunshot just blast out of the way, and in this case there's this shimmering effect as the radiant bolt streaks down the caveway, and all of the metal shavings and dust all just giving off this crazy kaleidoscopic fractal appearance as it burrows into the Kraken.
25 for the third shot.
25 hits.
Dealing 15 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
Then bonus action, reuse my bonus action. So that's the end of my turn. And then the Beholderkin takes their action, as again they'll shoot their rays from where they stand, where they float rather.
The Beholderkin also has a shotgun.
Yeah, all of the shotgun.
It's coiled around each shotgun on each eye.
We tied a mortar to its butt cheeks.
22 to hit for the first shot from the Beholderkin.
That hits.
I'll do both rolls, huh? There we go. 25 for the second, so they both hit. And it deals. I don't know if D&D Beyond is. I don't know if D&D Beyond is watching, but one thing I would love for you to do, D&D Beyond, is to like add the stat block so it's like changeable and interactable for any summons, because that'd be great. So I have to keep going back to my spellcasting roll and check that, and go back to the character sheet for this thing. So 6 and then another.
Oops.
9. So a total of 15 points of psychic damage from the Beholder.
15 psychic coming down the line. And did I get the damage from the first necrotic? Was it 28 or was that the previous damage?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't
Oh no, I got the 15 radiant and now the 15 psychic. But I don't think I got any damage for that first round of necrotic.
16.
16,
So
got
16, yeah.
it. Okay. 16,
Yeah,
15,
that's-
15.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Seeing the teleportation nature, the Kraken flattens. And a big flop, like this big released wave from the back kind of flapping to the front, sends all the metal dust into the air, obscuring vision. All light sources are shimmering bright fractal, almost fog clouds as it begins. You watch as it begins slithering past your feet and filling the space as it slowly moves up and along the wall and to the side until it can find the beholder. It brings two tentacles together and tries to clap the beholder. Thank God for my pluses. These were terrible rolls. That's a 22 and a dirty 20 to hit. You're muted, buddy.
Yep, they both hit.
Okay.
This is the kind of stuff I love octopuses doing.
Can a beholder be grappled?
I believe so. It doesn't say anything about not being. Yeah, it can be grappled.
$29 from the first tentacle.
Yep.
22 for the second tentacle. And you watch as it
is dead. It dissipates as it takes that damage.
It drops down. It claps it and then goes to like drop down on it, and it disappears. So the thing just, the Kraken just onto the ground.
So it can see to some extent.
It's trying, but it's not succeeding. And you note this because it does not know where you guys are clearly, as it's putting out little fingery, little tenderly bits in every direction, trying to figure out where you guys are, because it's still got some stuff it can do, but it needs to know where you are. Make dex saves, the lot of you. I'll give advantage to Valentine, who can see it coming from a ways off, but the other two party members are in this metal dust cloud.
Do I know how, from its behavior, can I tell that it's been using tremor sense only to see us?
It has poor normal sight.
Okay.
But it does have.
Okay, so it has normal sight. Okay.
Yeah. Apologies. It's supposed
21.
7? Yeah, 7.
Ooh.
Ugh.
24.
Okay. It finds Azalea. Azalea, as much as you're trying to sidestep, you go to like back up, and instead of finding the boulder, you find tentacled boulder, and you bump into the rubbery kind of tough skin, and you hear the crackle of lightning. And you begin to see, you kind of turn, and in all that kaleidoscopic appearance, you see the head turning around. It's in profile. As it turns towards you, you get the full sight of it opening up its beak, and its eyes all like sinking inward and closing up tight, and then this blast of lightning careens towards you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Is definitely a magical effect or spell.
Yes, this is also a breath attack.
Okay, yeah. I don't think the bunch would do too much to help me, but it's worth a try. 16.
16 is a fail.
How far are they from me right now?
From you?
Yeah.
I don't think you can see them, being this place is heavily obscured, and I would say they're about 20 to 25 feet away from you.
Hmm.
Okay, lightning damage. Okay. 45 lightning damage.
Yep, I take it.
Okay. End of the round, up to the top with Valentine.
Just like rub my eyes so I could finally see.
Metal dust
Seeing nothing,
collecting
yeah,
in the
just-
corners of your eyes.
Just. Okay. And I walk 10 feet. And I just look, and it's just, I'm assuming just cloudness.
Yeah. You can see a few tentacles on the floor, though. Coming out of that, trying to find you.
How far are those tentacles away?
Pretty close. You had to, like, sidestep to avoid them. So they're
Okay.
right on you, actually. Right next to you.
I'm going to. Let me. Okay. Okay. So, what I will do is I am going to. Because it's a combination. Because the other one's technically not a spell. I will true strike the tentacle closest to me.
Okay.
With one of my daggers. That is a 26 to hit.
That hits.
All right, so true strike is. So it's okay. This is gonna be real weird math. Okay, so it's instead of using. It's gonna be this. This is gonna be this initial thing is gonna be radiant damage. It's 2d6 plus 4.
Okay.
2 plus 1, so that's 7 radiant damage.
Okay. 7 radiant.
And then hold on. Okay, so that. Okay, cool. Because that procced. You just see what is the stab of the dagger emanates echoes of the dagger that stab in unison along it, and I'm gonna use it. Me attacking with that activates psychic blades.
Ooh.
Wait,
Which
you're
is
College of Whispers?
I am
Is that
college. I'm not College of Whispers now.
Oh, okay.
I am.
Oh,
I am
that's a I missed
specific. I am a specific type of, and I've talked to Feff about the college that I chose, which is freaking. I don't even know if this is technically a part of it, or just the fact that I'm so high up in Bard, because I'm just pure 15 Bard right now. So that is Psychic Blades, which is it's no action. It's just straight up 8d6 damage. Or
I'm excited. I don't understand what that means, and it makes me like very intrigued.
and then so it's total of 31 psychic damage on top of the damage I did.
It recoils. Translated.
And then, as a bonus action, because I have technically 2 weapon fighting, I'm going to stab it again.
Okay, let's go.
That is a 28 to hit.
28 hits.
All right, this is not going to be a whole lot. Yeah, it's not nothing. That's an extra 5 damage just from the regular stab. Because I can't twin cast cantrips. And I can't use like a cantrip on. I can't use 2 strikes twice. That's technically a cantrip on top of my attack.
Oh,
but
yeah.
That's my turn.
Okay. That's good. Brings to the 20 mark. It's going to put the tentacle back down and try to get a gauge of where people are at. Pierce. It's all very shiny. Oh.
After can I like back away 10 feet? Just so that way, like I mean, it's just still echoed, so I guess it doesn't matter. Never mind.
Do you back away 10 feet?
Yeah.
All right.
Like if I can, yeah, I back away 10 feet.
I'm attacking you with an attack of opportunity.
Well, how would it know?
It's gonna roll a disadvantage because you stabbed
Okay.
it.
I was like, how would it know?
Nice. It was like, was that a? Yeah, that was. Would knowing that you're gonna get swung?
No, it would be. I would just like kind of like step over it, so I would step over it, so like where I stabbed it from. I guess it's not gonna matter. No, I just don't move at that point. I totally forgot that like there's that
it's
5 foot.
There's some give and take here because there's some damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you step away, it's still gonna thump on its turn to figure out where you're at.
Yeah.
On the 20 mark rather than its turn.
Yeah, if it's gonna thump no matter what, I think at that point I wouldn't have moved. I'm just gonna keep stabbing it.
Okay. Am I fuzzy? I think I'm fuzzy. Okay.
We're all fuzzy.
Pierce.
Okay. You ready for something stupid?
I'm so ready. It hurts.
Oh,
a
I'm
little.
excited.
Okay. With this cloud in front of me and nothing but like a faint, almost like a thunder cloud, like a faint rumbling of light through it as Azalea got shot with that lightning. Pierce is just gonna like, this is dumb. And as he cocks the rifle, it's a little awkward because he's never done it with this weapon before, but he will. Actually, let me make sure that I can do that, because that might be something that I can't do with.
Oh, another thing about the weapon, because I've been keeping track of it, but you probably should know.
Yes.
It has 5 rounds in it before you have to reload.
Gotcha.
And the bonus action is reload.
I fired 2. Gotcha. Where are you? Looking for my Crimson Right. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's any weapon I'm holding. Alright, so usually there's like a blade or a point that Pierce will just stab into his body to get his blood on whatever weapon he's using. But in this instance, he kind of just has to like run the thumb that he's already stabbed along the length of the barrel.
Okay.
To activate Crimson Right again, and the barrel will begin to glow faintly as the metal superheats with the Rite of Flame. And I'll take 3 more damage because I activated my Crimson Right, and that hurts me.
You keep that up, you're gonna need stitches.
And then I will walk straight forward towards the last place I could find the light. until I run into something big and leathery.
Okay. You
I
find it
hate
pretty
that
quickly.
sentence.
Yeah, and then I will try to point blank shoot the thing.
Okay.
So this will be a disadvantage because I'm right next to it. Damn it. Damn it! The second one was a natural 20, the first one was a 4!
No, no.
You don't- You used your inspo?
Yeah, well,
I think you did.
no, I didn't. No, I did.
You have inspo
Yeah.
from 9:09 p.m. It's 9:47 now. Have you used it? Have
Yeah.
you used inspo in the last like
I
40 minutes?
think I used it because I remember trying it and it was worse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That will miss. I'm gonna try it again.
Okay.
Just because I want to be able to keep my eye on this thing. No,
Oof.
it's a 3.
Oof.
So yeah, I try firing a couple times, and other than some nice fireworks, I don't really get anywhere with it. Dang. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and skirt along the side of it while trying to stay within 5 feet,
Okay.
but keep moving as much as I can to confuse its tremor sense.
Okay.
That's all I can do for now.
Action. Legendary action.
It's not looking good for me.
Not ideal.
Not ideal at all.
Hang in there. I believe.
You like that? You see, you wanted to see what I could do. You like that? You impressed yet?
You're in a. I think you're in luck because you're surrounded by a silver mist of dust that I can't see that you're missing. But if he could, he'd be very disappointed. I gave
This
you.
guy is
I inspired
ass.
you. What are you doing?
You should be better than this.
You got caught in the
ta-
cave. You
I-
missed all of those shots.
I deigned to speak to you. What are you doing?
I got out of my manner for this.
My purple and white manner
Azalea.
was stylized.
Yes.
You have not moved. You're on the floor. You're standing on the floor, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You've moved, but not since the thump.
Not since the thump, yeah.
Okay. You need you have advantage, but you need to make a dexterity saving throw as it goes for a second lightning strike.
The 20.
Is this a spell?
It is.
I gave myself a... Oh, and shit.
Am I able to use my grappling hook, or is it too big?
Grappling hook just pulls you towards it.
You
so I don't think it-
absolutely may.
Okay.
So you see the lightning charging up, Azalea, and then from right past your head, the artifice arm comes flying.
That's a natural one, baby.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Throw the dice away.
What's that?
Oathbreaker carry.
You have a brief moment, Azalea, where you're like, did someone just grab the back of my head? And then you make your deck save.
Yeah, that's a dirty 20 on my deck save.
Okay, you just make it. You just make it as you as you throw yourself off the side of the rock that you had taken cover from. That rock detonates as it gets hit instead by the lightning bolt. Metal arm, crit fail.
Yeah.
You take 4 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
And you relocate to Azalea.
Lightning, like electricity traveling up the chain.
I got to do something about this. And I just hold the arcane rifle, and I'm like, there are modifications that need to change within this thing.
Okay.
Azalea kind of looks to you and goes, "Mine works fine." And as they turn back, as they turn back to this creature in the dust
man.
cloud.
Good God.
Mine works fine.
Okay.
I love that.
Azalea, it is your turn.
I love you, Andy.
No. Pierce is like, well, of course it works fine. You attach like 50 magic ACOG scopes on top of it.
Times 6.
The A stands for arcane. How about you fire the gun already?
Oh man.
Is my turn? I'm
Yeah.
I am. As I kind of throw myself to the ground into this kind of this entirely covered in metallic dust.
Mm-hmm.
I slowly pick myself up, and you see around me some of these flecks of dust kind of almost floats very specifically around me, or seem to orbit around me. And you see suddenly some of them start to flicker and spark, and then start to glow hotter and hotter.
Okay.
As I cast Conjure Minor Elemental, as around me these dust clouds, this dust cloud becomes almost small willow wisps of flames around me. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to just reload this rifle.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
All right.
Actually,
we're gonna...
doesn't matter too much about me actually. I threw myself out of the way. I'll use my movement to move another 30 feet.
Okay, I heard.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to
Let
break
him attack.
there, starting with the Kraken's turn. We'll be right back. The Kraken begins its turn.
And does nothing. Disengages and runs away. I can dream.
How's everybody looking?
I'm fine.
Pretty good still.
Yeah.
Back here with all my heal spells. Just chilling. I'm sure they're fine.
I've got a 26 to hit Azalea.
Yep.
A 19 to hit Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
And... well, let's see how this goes. First hit for... let me get my Kraken back up. First hit for Azalea. ...21 bludgeoning damage. And you
I
are...
will use my reaction as it swipes at me. I'm going to use Gala Cloud Giant, Cloudy Escape, and teleport 30 feet, taking half of that damage. As I teleport another 30 feet away with a tentacle that slams into me. So I take half that damage.
Heinous.
You can faintly see Azalea, I think.
Pierce, did you get hit?
Yeah.
Oh no. $22
Okay.
bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled. It then swallows you.
Oh!
The beak opening up in 3 ways, serrated teeth, dry, rasping noises.
Thirsty.
Home.
He's thirsty.
Sassy. I mean, I get it.
I think I'm starting to understand him now.
Make a
I mean,
dex
if you
save
look
of
at Pierce, wouldn't you be
25.
little bit thirsty if you look at Pierce? I'd be a little bit thirsty.
Someone, you know what? Someone, I'm gonna mention this. Someone the other day was like, "Why is everyone in your show so fucking hot?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" Love it. DC 25 dex save. ValveMax.
Okay.
I believe.
Skadoosh. He's a roguey. It's possible.
So I didn't pass that, but I do have evasion. So half damage, maybe.
Yeah, just half damage for whatever happens there.
Okay. In
I
you
dodged
go.
the
Still
teeth.
swallowed.
In you go. You take
Go.
3d8 plus 10 piercing.
Pierce for piercing.
Yeah.
That means it doesn't hurt me.
Yeah, it means you're immune actually.
16 piercing damage. And even in here, it's dry.
Sandpaper.
Puppet it like a marionette from the inside.
Oh, I could try puppeting it later.
Oh
With
yeah,
the
true.
shadow.
Totally forgot about that.
There's nothing I could. There's no size restriction. If it's big, it's big.
Okay. Valentine, your turn begins.
I'm just like,
Session 1 got 14 HP. Thanks, chat.
why?
That's me. Oh, thank you, Valerie.
Valerie, you a real one?
It's randomized.
Okay.
I know.
I just look over and hear all the commotion of like boom, 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 boom. Just all the chaos, and I'm like, I'm sure they're fine.
And then you hear, ah!
Ah! He seemed capable. I look down to the ground. The tentacle still around?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to true strike it again. Just looks not my problem, not my circus. So then I'm just gonna stab it. Well, it's because like originally I was gonna do cloud of daggers, but I'm like, first off, I can't see through the cloud of dust, so there is no real visibility there. Also, like above table, I'm like, I don't know, that seems dangerous with Pierce inside of it. But I physically can't see it. Where did it go? Oh, it's cantrip. Right. All right, so that's I gotta roll to attack. To attack, where's my d20? Hey yo, that's a 26.
That hits.
I don't remember what we established. I don't even think we know what its DC is. We don't.
I had 20, at the very least 22.
Okay. I'll try and remember that. Luckily, I have +9 to attack. But where did that go? Oh, okay, there we go.
So it
So it's
might be
2d6.
lower now that it's sucked some of Pierce's water.
It's the fine year, Pierce.
Excellent vintage.
I'm tasty as hell, bitch.
ValveMax does sound like a Pepsi product. I'm being so real with you.
No, you're right.
I can see that.
Like
yeah.
Pepsi Max.
So
That's like a really, really dope Mountain Dew flavor.
ValveMax.
ValveMax.
oh,
Uh,
there we
oh,
go.
you know what it is? It's
Well.
because Mountain Dew has a flavor called Voltage. That's what I'm thinking of. That's all I got there.
You're right.
Drax, Mountain Dew is
kill
a
you.
soda. that
I've had Mountain Dew before. We have Mountain Dew.
I'm sorry. Not to be confused with lemonade, mind you.
Mountain. I will be honest. I had Mountain Dew before,
It's
and
a
it
lot.
it doesn't live up to the hype in my opinion. It was okay.
First off, how dare you?
Have you had
don't
American
drink soda
Mountain
anymore.
Dew?
But
Because
yeah,
it's
American
probably
Mountain Dew,
illegal in your
I went to
country.
America.
Oh,
I went
okay.
to America and I had a Mountain because like I know what Mountain Dew is. You can get Mountain Dew here, but it's not like as widespread. But I went to America, had Mountain Dew, and I was like, okay, it's.
But
it
have
tastes
you
good,
had
But it's not.
throwback Mountain Dew
I don't know what that is.
made with raw sugarcane sugar?
No, I don't think so. I didn't ask.
No,
When I started
it's in like a
saying,
white
"Hey,
can.
can
It
I have
looks really
Mountain Dew?"
weird. Mountain Dew was my favorite soda when I used to drink soda.
I've lost the narrative. Where are we?
It's my turn, and collectively, it was 12 points of the true strike. So that's a radiant. 12 points of radiant, and then it's an additional 41 points of psychic.
How much?
40. So it's a total of 53 total.
Okay. It's a good chunk of damage.
And you just see, I just like look over and I'm like, they'll be all right. There's two of them. And then I stab, and you just see a row of like purple psychic, like mimic daggers going up its tentacle.
Disgusting.
And then I just look and I'm just like, man, you're sturdy.
Acupuncture.
And I can't do anything as a bonus action. Can I? No, I'm gonna save that. I have one more bardic inspiration. I was like, I'll give that to me. I'm like, no, silly. That's how I use the psychic daggers. Yeah, that's it. Oh wait, no, I can attack again with my regular just stabby boy because bonus action. That's not hitting. That is a.
You hear it. Kill it, my boy.
That is a 15.
It's hideous.
It's a 15, so I miss, and then I immediately look at my pocket. Heathrow, shut up. You're distracting.
Focus.
I was before you started distracting me.
Tighten up, as they say.
I'm gonna throw you into that thing's mouth.
Lock in, as it were.
I'm gonna lock you in a box for the next 10 years.
He gets very quiet.
Looking is wild.
You pulled him out of a drawer.
Yeah. I just left him in there. I was like, I didn't even bring him into the manor. I left him in a drawer outside for some peace.
The unseen servants keep getting told by him to like put him like in places that he wants to be in, and you're just like, no. You
Don't
spend some
get
time
me.
in a drawer. Okay. The 20 mark is had, and so the lair action happens as a tentacle goes up, it goes back down and slams and gets that ping. But the acid kicks in for Pierce.
Oh.
And then he just starts seeing colors. Everything's so shiny.
Well, just starts like hallucinating.
It's
This
crazy.
is wild, bro.
This is the best stomach I've ever been in.
You start pinging Azalea. Azalea, it's actually pretty fucking cool. Azalea, get it.
I'm gonna vial. I'm gonna get.
Gotta see this.
I'm gonna get so many vials of this.
24 acid damage.
Ow.
Pierce, your turn begins.
I'm not looking great. I'm down to 27. Hey, Feff, quick question.
Yeah, what's up, Valve?
Can I miss in here?
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
That's a good question, actually. Yeah.
AC of
The
1.
AC is different in here.
I think it's less about missing, more about
And-
penetrating.
And the AC is lowering because you are having your blood like vacuumed out of you.
Yeah.
And all
Isn't
your
your
other bits.
blood acid or poison? Oh, it's immune.
It's also
Yeah. So anyway, I started blasting.
Yeah, you kind of reach up and like slide the hammer back. You hear the, and you're like,
Beautiful. Are you fucking
roll your
kidding
roll
me?
your damage. You set
Oh,
a
okay,
gun
cool.
off inside the creature. You can't miss.
Thank you so much. That was a natural one, dude.
Yeah, that's
The gun just breaks.
yeah. No, it just misfires.
Again, I gotta blame Oathbreaker Carry. Like, he did this. I've been commenting the Hannibal whack picture on his post about it, and I'm like, he saw. He channeled something.
He knew.
He knew.
On the plus side, nobody can see, so Azalea can't believe later.
What's the shot? What's the damage?
It is. Do I get sneak attack damage with this?
I feel like you should.
Would it be expecting a shot from inside?
I feel like there's nothing more sensitive than your guts, in my opinion.
I'll allow it.
Yay! Okay.
Let's have it.
So that'll be 7 plus 8 plus 5 piercing.
20.
So 20 plus 5 fire damage. Plus the sneak attack damage. Which is 12, 14, 19.
Nice.
19. What kind of damage again?
Piercing to go along with the bullet.
Pierce Ashwalker. How do you want to do this?
What the
Let's go.
How does this keep happening?
Does it?
Yes!
Yeah, Pierce always gets the last shot in.
Whoa. Yeah, that's weird.
I think I strain and the servos in the arm are like whirring to try and reach the I don't know what the gun thing is called, the chokey. And
That's the time now.
as yeah, that's the term.
100%.
As I cock it and just try and pry my face out of the way of the barrel as I'm squeezed in here, I fire, and this rush of air, as fresh as it can be down here, just kind of comes in as a hole is burrowed through the side of it. And I just kind of
Oh.
and I just drag myself out of it.
You sit there gasping as the dust slowly settles down. The tentacle's still like writhing, but clearly the creature is dead.
I
Andre.
take a deep breath, and the kind of will-o-wisp dancing around me dissipates as I'll rush over to you, Pierce. Glad to see you're alive, and I'll help Pierce out and onto their feet.
Still dry.
Yeah. I take Azalea's hand, and that can go off. And I stand up, and I just look back at this thing. And I look at the gun and realize that I had blasted the 5th bolt out of it. Where the fuck is Valentine?
I lost sight of him in the fight.
You hear him approaching from the back.
Oh,
of
I'm
the
not.
cave.
I'm not approaching.
You're
I'm
not? What
still.
you up to?
I'm sitting on the tentacle, stabbing it.
They're still moving, so
I'm
you
just
think it's
stabbing
still
it.
alive.
I'm just like,
He's got it
eventually
straddled.
you'll die. Eventually you'll die. Just
The
stabbing.
two of you turn into the sound. Eventually.
Just two daggers, just stabbing down on this tentacle. Like, eventually you'll die. It's fine. I don't stop stabbing till it stops finally wriggling.
It's still wriggling.
Valentine, I'll just yell down the cavern. It's dead.
Oh. I stab it a couple more times, then I eventually get up. Walk up. Neat. How are you? How are both of you? You look awful, Pierce. What happened? Just kind of
Pierce
look over,
will-
like, at the hole. Oh, good job. Proud of you.
Can you just help? You can cure people, right?
It's like I did with Cassius. Come here. And then probably one of the most uncomfortable hugs you've ever got. As I gently embrace you, like kind of like I put a hand on your like my hand on my like T-Rex arms. I'm like tucked in, and I'm just like tapping your side and your shoulder, and I cast in this case, I look back at Azalea. Did you need any? Are you?
I'm not much of a hugger, and I'll tap myself and cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Well, in that case, I like. It might depending. It might be slightly jarring for Pierce as I grab your shoulder and your arm, and I like squeeze, and my hands emit surprisingly light, and I heal you for. We'll just roll that D&D Beyond because I'm not trying to deal with all that. 39 damage. I heal you for 39 points. As I squeeze you, and I'm like just pure light rushes into you, and I'm like, there you go.
Pierce
Feel
does
myself
not
defeating
want
it.
this hug at all, but at this point he's so tired that even the action of turning his neck to shake his head is exhausting to him. So he just stands there and lets you do this. And then once you're done, he will go, "Thank you."
Valentine. Oh, sorry.
You start scooping stuff into vials from the Kraken immediately.
Cramming it into your like 19 vials you have in your inventory. Pulled up his character sheet earlier, and I was like, "It's a lot of vials."
Skin
I immediately felt
samples,
bad.
tissue samples, ink samples, acid samples. Those are the 4 big ones he wants.
So, first of all, roll a medicine. But Valentine, you're getting to know this party. Make an insight check for me as you kind of look into Pierce's motions or lack of motions.
18.
It's 2. Actually, no. With the insight, it's a 5, but 2 with a 5 total.
I was gonna give profound insight. Pierce is tired.
Just look at yours. You did great. I am thoroughly impressed. You guys were definitely way better than I could have ever imagined. Cassicus was right choosing you. I say actually earnestly and surprised.
Yeah, we've come across quite a few monsters. That's definitely maybe the largest. But surprisingly not the most heavy hitting.
Okay, well then we should be fine the rest of the way. I mean, if I can't imagine we'll fight anything. I'm not gonna. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
You say that, and you hear a twang, and does a 19 hit?
Silvery barbs.
You don't
If
see
it
the
was a
source.
snake. Oh. Then yes, it would hit.
Can I be surprised?
Yes.
No.
I don't think you can.
No,
with
you
your-
can't. I see what you're saying. Okay, I'll say this instead. You, Pierce, you're finishing up, and you turn and you look and you realize that Valentine is being genuine, and seems to be trying to maybe hype the party up a little bit. Just as your danger sense kind of goes off a little bit, and you look, causing the party to look, and you hear the twang as this kind of old decrepit arrow without an arrowhead on it dinks off Valentine as one of the skeletons has caught wind of you guys, and he's knocking another rickety arrow.
I think while you should take a rest and take advantage of the fact that this, I think fully ignoring this,
How close is it? How close is it?
It's about
Pierce is
80 feet
walking over
away.
there.
Yeah, into the
I
next
Pierce is
look
walking
at
over
it.
there.
I look at it and go, "You're a fool," and it has to make a wisdom saving throw.
What were you saying, Azalea?
I was gonna say, fully ignoring this skeleton, just goes, we should take advantage of the fact that this was the layer of such a gargantuan beast. There probably won't be many things coming through here until people and other creatures figure out that it's dead. So I think this would be a good place to set up camp and rest. a
Takes
little bit.
14 psychic damage. Just looks, you're a fool, and then just watch it crumble.
It Febrezes and dissipates.
I'm completely like just says that you're a fool, and then looks back at Azalea as it dissipates.
Pierce got about 20 feet away from it. Rapier already pulled out, and then that happens, and he just hangs his head and puts the rapier back and turns back around.
You turn back around. You're in the next room. It looks like hammocks everywhere, all along this high ceiling. Maybe 200 hammocks. They're all empty. Some have been torn down.
Sort of lived in, around, coexisted with this Kraken. At the very least off the ground, so they couldn't be noticed.
Maybe. Yeah. You're not sure. It's eerie. It's eerie. It's this kind of weird puzzle piece. Azalea might have nailed it on the head, but where are the people?
We didn't survive very long. Can't go very
What
long
is-
without touching the ground.
Or they didn't survive as they were. And I'll look over at the dust and the bones.
I think I was like, I look around and I'm like, and I create 45 pounds, or not 45 pounds. I create probably like 10 pounds worth of food and like the 30 gallons of water, like in like an area, just like, and I'm just like, if we're camping here.
Thank you. Let's get some rest while we can.
Is there anything around outside of the hammocks? Like anything of note?
There is another crevice you can crawl down.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know, It's been a long day.
Yeah.
I just fill up
I
my
don't think we're
water
going to
skin.
get much solace for a while, so let's take advantage of the solace this creature probably earned due to its rather terrifying nature. Don't think many things will come through here for a while.
Is the party going for a short or a long rest?
I think it has to be a long one since
Yeah,
we're
I think
short.
we'll
Who
go.
would like to take first watch?
I can take first watch.
The party hunkers down. Roll perception, Azalea.
Okay. $17.
Over the course of your watch, 8 skeletons find you and are easily dealt with. The 4th one did manage to sneak up on you, but it really was just like an old rusty sword into your shoulder. And you look over and it's got like a half rotted wood shield.
Did
I'll
it get you?
blast it point blank.
Party bolts up.
Huh?
It's fine.
Okay. I just go back to bed.
Pierce, you see Valentine roll over and go back to bed. Your heart racing. And you realize Valentine really did just roll over and succeed at just going right back to sleep. Azalea, you get some of the dust off of the gun and bayonet as you look over and regard the same fact.
I honestly think Azalea does the same thing. I don't think Azalea thinks much of it. Yeah, sleep is very important when you're out here. You need to be able to go straight back to sleep when you don't need to be awake.
Bing. Another arrow. Number
I'll just
5 is
blast it
here.
again.
5 of the 7 is here.
I'll just blast it again.
I don't even wake up. Just sleeping.
If you were to listen closely, if you were to listen really, really, really closely, you would hear Professor Heathrow making ocean noises.
Bro.
I miss sailing.
Dream well, my student.
Don't put me in the box, please.
Malibu rum, coconuts.
The watch passes. Who do you wake up, Azalea, for next watch?
I think I'll wake up. Valentine.
Okay.
What?
As you
Are we
approach,
moving?
Professor Heathrow does go. Valentine, wake up! Someone is here.
Heathrow. 5 more minutes.
Wake
Bing,
up,
bang, bong.
Valentine.
Bing, bang, bing, bong.
Dun 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 dun.
Valentine like opens his eyes. Oh, right.
You're like, I'm not. In
Where
my
am?
mansion."
Oh, right. Like, because he's not used to being waking up in a cave. He's like, oh, right.
Yeah, it's your turn to keep watch.
Oh, you could
Yeah.
have woken up him. He seems capable.
And so do you. There was nothing
Like-
much on my watch, just a few skeletons.
Sounds good. And I just like dragging my feet. Just and I plop myself in one of the hammocks and I just stare. Just stare off into the distance. I won't fall asleep, and I just pick up a book and I'm just like, Pull out Heathrow.
He kind
Can
of
you believe
floats up
this?
next to you.
Oh. Oh.
What do you mean, my pupil? You're on adventure. Adventuring. Surely this is more fulfilling than sitting around drinking like you always do.
Tell me a story of the Feywild.
Ah, the Feywild. Long ago and far away, there was a family of centaurs. They belonged to a court known, and he kind of continues on and tells a story about some trickery that the centaur nobility did on a Aarakocra family. And it doesn't make much sense because the Fae have a lot of subtext and a lot of really confusing like rules that they have to apply to, and so anyone who doesn't know too much about the Fae in their specific culture would likely get a touch lost. But you kind of listen in, you've got a few things to pull from experience wise. And that is how the sandwich was invented.
Why does it always go back to food with you? You don't have a mouth.
Listen.
Oh, excuse me.
I know.
Let's rewind to what the tone that you jet.
I miss mustard so much.
Just look at the orb. You're gonna go back at the.
No.
You can come out when you've learned your lesson.
Grumble.
And then I just look off into the distance and I'm just like, and then I just start drawing.
Okay. Your shift ends.
It's been long.
You don't perceive anything particularly of note while you go about.
And just walk up to Pierce and I just look down and just like, that arm.
You walk up to Pierce, and he's kind of like just laying there like a vampire with his head against his pack. And the moment you like stop in front of him, his eyes just open and look at you.
Just, oh, you're awake.
You notice
Why
the
did-
third pupil.
What the hell is? Never mind. It's your turn to stare at nothing.
Pierce will get up and grab his pack, kind of drag it over, and sit at the front of the squad. Stare out into the room.
Make a perception check.
Valentine lays down and just pulls Heathrow out and just like, tell me another story of the Feywild. And sets
Ooh.
it down and just lays down.
Pierce, you go to stare at nothing and you're buckling in, and then you hear Feywild.
I will try to multitask and listen to both of these at the same time as I roll a 12 on my perception check.
A 12 in your perception check. Okay. He throws him whispering, and you're keeping an eye out.
Do you remember?
I'm immediately out. I'm sleeping.
Do you remember your father's Ettercap flock? The ones that were rescued? Well, when goes on to talk about Pierce with a 12, it goes on to talk about a menagerie of a kind, some kind of zoo, essentially, for a collection that this tyrant has of the Feywild. Make a history check. I'm not gonna do ettercaps. I'm gonna do phase spiders.
You would have advantage because it's a buffet.
Oh my god! Oh, we need that on the bingo card if we
Love
don't
you.
have it.
I got you.
Also, Sammy, thank you so much for the gifted sub. I appreciate you.
That will be a 24.
Nice.
Likely, the fey creature that was with you for a time came from this menagerie. The Tyrant Lord Werst had a teleportation web, you know, a grouping of teleportation circles, a network. And likely that's what Heathrow is referring to. Begins talking about phase spiders and how they got out once. And would you get on the history check?
24.
Not the first time you've heard of phase spiders either.
Not the first time I've heard of phase spiders escaping their owners.
It's like, I've heard this one already.
Of course.
Just falls back asleep. It's not even listening. Just white noise.
There's a moment of pause. My lord, I can't say that I remember any of the top of my hair.
You're going back in the pocket. We're going back to bed.
I'm gonna wait until Valentine is asleep. And then I'm gonna sleight of hand the professor out of the bag and bring him over with me to where I'm posted up. If I may try to do that.
Alright, that's a pretty high sleight of hand. It's
a good
against
thing I'm
Valentine's
qualified for
passive
that.
perception, but also potentially Heathrow's.
That is a 23.
What determines passive perception?
It'll be on the side for you.
Oh, I actually have advantage. Hang on.
No, I meant for like Heathrow.
It's not better.
Oh, for
It's 10
Heathrow,
plus
I've
perception.
got it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, 10 plus.
Because that was like, I don't see anything.
I don't know how he sees.
What did you get on
So
your
like
roll?
his 23.
23. And Valentine, what is your passive perception?
My passive perception is 13.
13. Okay, silent as the grave.
As soon as I have him out, if he can see me, I'm just.
Okay. And you're meditating or in a trance?
I'm in
Azalea?
meditative trance, yeah.
Okay. So this would be against your passive as well by nature because you're not actually asleep.
Yeah, it's 15.
15. Okay. So Pierce, you succeed in recovering the orb. You take it. There's no immediate alarm raised from Heathrow. And you kind of move to the side and you've got it. It's this solid piece, not solid piece. It is an you know those puzzle like balls that you can get that you have to like twist and pull and move around.
Yes.
It's like that, but it's made of stone and it's many interlinking pieces that all kind of, they don't shift and move around Rubik style. They all kind of just clack against each other quietly. Just so it's in this constant state of kind of jittery movement. And even as you hold it, you're not actually touching it. It stays like a little bit off the ground. So you're able to kind of like just move it in the air, kind of like you would a balloon.
And I'll just whisper to him, "Hello." Right. I heard you talking about the Feywild with Valentine there.
Eaves peeping.
I don't know if you know this. You do not have an inside voice.
I don't know if you know this. You are not my pupil. Humph.
Would he send off
I
an
know.
alarm? Because
He's currently telling him off.
I know. I'm smarter than your people.
You don't know anymore about bloodlines and genealogies, so when I tell you you are not smarter than him, I don't expect you to understand.
I may not know about the bloodlines and genealogies of this pain, but quiz me.
Roll persuasion. What were you saying, Mike?
so I think with Heathrow making all the racket, I'm just like, Heathrow.
I believe you are asleep, my friend.
No, it's like one of those like in your sleep when you hear the thing talking, you're like, stop it.
Oh,
You go back to bed.
Like you're talking in your sleep, you're like, shush.
Josh.
Shut up. 16.
16.
Not great. Not terrible.
How many languages do you speak?
4. So far.
If you wish to know so dearly of the Fae, I suggest you ask my pupil and we can both see how much knowledge he's retained.
Does he know what a piddle pop is?
You gotta ask him.
I'm asking.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were asking if Heathrow knew about it. I was like,
Well, you know, I was asking if Heathrow knows.
Oh, you were? Yeah, you'd have to ask him.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what a piddle pop is?
Oh, it's a mushroom. Got it.
And piddle pops, they're primarily used for what?
Oh, that is a 1 on the insight check. Teachers love to teach. They've been known to be useful for many a diabolical concoction. The laugh does kind of echo a bit.
Yeah, you're getting a little excited.
Valentine, you do register and wake up. That specifically that Heathrow is farther away than he should be. Not should be, but like is that you thought.
I use I go this is gonna be funny. I sit up and I'm like, I touch my pocket and I hold out my hand and I go, Heathrow, now. And he casts Mage Hand and interlocks my fingers and appears in my hand. Keep your grubby little fingers to yourself.
He speaks 4 languages.
Ooh. And I shove him back in my pocket. And I don't go back to sleep. I stare at him.
Actually, if you're not using that glorified alarm clock right now, we were in the middle of a conversation I'd much rather have with him than I'm sure he would spend making, what was it, ocean sounds?
See, the last time I checked, she didn't ask to borrow Heathrow. And there's no decorum here, so I have no interest in giving you anything you want.
Oh, but I think you do.
No, I genuinely don't.
No, because you know what my payment for this job is? A conversation with Heathrow.
Okay, well, I'll put it. I will table that, and maybe if you survive, maybe I might entertain the idea. But considering
Pierce.
you've stolen from me, and I stare at him, when I healed you, the last thing I have in my mind is helping you any more than making sure you survive this adventure. So bear that in mind.
I would say Azalea this week. This brings you to full lucidity.
I'm actively ignoring it.
Okay.
At the moment they started raising their voice, they were they woke me up, but I just went. I ignored. I'm
I think
waiting
this is
for
the
this to blow over.
this is the first time that somebody has had the audacity to steal from Valentine, and he takes it deeply personal.
Pierce's jaw is kind of like clenched and kind of grinding against itself. Very well. Good night, Mr. Worst. And I'll turn around and sit back down.
And I just sit there and I don't take my eyes off him because there's a level of trust that has been violated that he is not. He's like, I don't know. I don't know about Azalea, but he seems like he's not doing anything. He's just sitting there. So I'm just going to stare. I will sit and stare.
I would say this more than anything else, Azalea. Is what's making it hard to like go back into a trance. The other two are posted up, and and you're sitting there just painfully enduring as well.
I just keep. I've been in much more tense situations with much more tense comrades having little
I love you.
spouts at each other.
I love you too.
So I truly think Azalea isn't phased. Like this isn't the first time they've been in a team
yeah.
where people didn't like each other.
You hear a and you knew it was coming, Pierce.
You should deal with that.
Valentine.
Wait, what?
Another broken arrow
Yeah, just
crits on you. Just double 0 damage.
it literally goes bing, and I don't like my gaze doesn't even move. You should deal with
It
that.
like it barely like passes by me, and I wait like a full 3 seconds after it passes me, and I just go, "Oh shoot, sorry."
Oh no.
We're about to be the pettiest couple of
God.
people.
I stand up and I go, I'll do your job for you. Go away. And I need a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw.
No, not you. The skeleton.
Oh, the skeleton.
4.
Okay, it fails, and it's gonna take. Jesus.
Go
take-
away.
It's gonna take 14 damage. And I just look. See, look at that. It should have been that easy. Maybe if you were paying attention.
I would like to remind the both of you that PvP is not on the table.
No, I know.
Oh yeah. Oh wait.
Good tension, though.
Above table, I have no intention of letting this come to like blows or anything.
Yeah.
It's just like
Good.
head butting, like
Yeah.
Just looking. I just like I like pull out Heathrow, and I'm just like I look at Heathrow and I go, never answer any of his questions without my permission.
Understood.
And I put him back in my pocket.
Okay.
we got some drama. We got some drama.
Above table, I'm like, Yeah, it is that just you stole something
Yeah,
that
yeah.
didn't
From a
belong to you.
nobleman.
I had the intention of putting it back once I asked him a few questions, but I guess I didn't get the chance. I got caught red-handed.
Yeah, I'm like, you ask for things. And then I just sit there. I just sit there. Then I literally sit there and I think initially the initial impulse would be to pull out Heathrow and then have Heathrow just regurgitate nonsensical information.
You think to Heathrow, and that's when you realize Heathrow is like trying to whisper at you.
I'm like hold him up to my ear.
My pupil, find wisdom. You need your sleep. Being exhausted in the follow day only puts you at a negative disposition, don't you see? And this is where, Valentine, you're reminded that this is an evil artifact because it soothes, it tries to soothe your ego and also ensure that you, his pupil, gets enough rest specifically so that you can win this petty argument on a subconscious level at a later time. You must rest. You must rest. Regain your vigor.
Let me see what we've got. I look at Heathrow and I go, if anyone but you touches me, you are commanded to make the loudest audible noise you can. The moment anyone but me touches you.
I have no physical sensation.
All right. What use are you? Okay, if anyone ever asks you a question and it's not me and I haven't authorized it, loud audible noises.
Humph. Of course.
Just look.
Do I hear that?
Heathrow declared whisper. Were you whispering, Valentine?
Yeah, I'd have been whispering.
Okay.
Just out of just sheer when you get whispered to, you whisper back.
Yeah.
Which is a funny thing that I did. I did like I did to my daughter. It's like side tangent. I whispered to her and she's just like, I was like, hey, and she's like, what? I'm like, why are you whispering? She's like, you're whispering.
I'm following your lead.
Because it is just one of those things. If you get whispered to, you immediately subconsciously will whisper. But yeah, I just at that point I put him inside my jacket under multiple layers. And then lay on my
Heathrow,
yeah,
Professor Heathrow.
under multiple layers of cloth, and then proceed to lay down and right where he's at my chest, I fold my arms.
Harumph.
Okay, I think that's where we're gonna end for the night as Pierce rounds out his watch. There's 5 more skeletons that slowly creak their way throughout your watch and attack you.
I catch their arms and then bash their skull with their own swords as they just show up. And then occasionally I even get tired of doing that and I just pull out the shitty little crossbow and I just and see how far I can nail these shots. I'm playing an arcade shooter right now.
All right.
Pew, pew.
Zayla, you find you are
House of the
finally able
Dead.
to roll back into your trance.
So the dead. Yes.
All right, I think that's where we'll leave it for the night. We'll pick up tomorrow with the Petrifist.
I love you, Mike.
I know you, Valve.
I say
I
tomorrow.
love you, is it?
Side note, yeah, we're not actually mad at each other. Nobody.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
not at all.
yeah.
Not at all. Not at all.
There's
This is for the drama and for the
Yeah.
plot.
Yeah.
It's that good. I'm SirFeffers, the humble dungeon master at a Longshot table. Don't go anywhere. We could be doing a raid. If you would like to join our community, see the visual aids, and get in on the bingo, you can head over to the Discord. Did anyone win bingo? If you would like to get caught up on the 3 soon to be 4 weekly streamed campaigns, you can head over to the YouTube. It's called Longshot. We also have the summer series coming up, guys. That's in like 3 weeks, 2 weeks,
Yeah.
something like that. We're nearing the end of the season.
Oh yeah.
And then we're going to be picking right back up with these characters at the end of the summer. Yeah, I'm SirFeffers. Let me throw it over to Drakoniques.
Hi, I'm Drakoniques, or just Drak for short. You can find me on all social at Drakoniques. That's DRAKONIQUES. Mostly on Blue Sky. That's just at .itch.io to find me there. I do teach RPG stuff, like I said before. I think the only thing I will shout out, the only things plural I'll shout out, is that one, I'm the producer, the executive producer, I guess is probably the title you'd use for it, and one of the players of Sacred Machinations, which is a mech meets divinity meets eldritch creatures and monsters kind of action play podcast with an incredible cast. You can find them on all. You can find it on all podcast services. Using a system that I'm currently writing. The game is acting as a way for us to tell fun stories, but also for me to like play test this thing and building. If you want to check that out, if you like stuff like mechs, very toxic queer relationships, all of that kind of stuff, and very interesting lore and gods from different cultures, you can check that out on all podcast services. Sacred Machinations. I'm also over on Althaven, that's ALTHAVEN _ on Twitch. Every Monday in a Star Trek campaign called Last Excelsior. We just barely survived a one-man raid of a Jem'Hadar ship and got 2 captives and managed to blow the Jem'Hadar attack vessel out of the sky, which was fucking awesome. So I think we're gonna have some downtime now to just relax. So you're gonna be seeing us kind of just a day by day of what it's like to be on the starship, most likely next episode.
Cool.
I think that's everything. It was very fun today. I'm enjoying the drama and waiting to see. I don't think Azalea's at the point to get involved in the drama just yet, but when it happens, it's going to be pretty explosive. To just be ready. I want to throw it over to to Valve.
Hey y'all. Sorry I'm stirring the pot.
Oh, you keep stirring it. It was good.
But I've been Pierce. I'm Andy, aka ValveMax010, aka Andy Skadoosh Taylor, and I'm mainly over on TikTok. I do little funny goofs and gags, D&D related content. I would love it if you guys would check that out, and if it suits your fancy. But I am also a player in a couple campaigns. I am Brash Briggs, the Loxodon Bard / fighter over on Our Flag Means Doom. And I am also Zacchaeus P. Dunbar, the Lancer pilot over in Star Progeny on Saturday Morning Spell Kids, and Our Flag Means Doom is over on Mr. Dandy DM's channel on YouTube. Both of those you can find on YouTube. But yeah, I'm being a little shit. And I do genuinely love this group. It's so much fun, and I'm glad that I can
A-team.
do this kind of thing, and we all understand that it's not like,
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
My
Oh,
job
it's
as
so
DM
nice.
Perfect.
is to just like
Perfect, like
Throw
full
it out
circle,
just in
because I
case.
like previously what led to Puff being trapped was me stealing from you.
Oh, I didn't even
Yeah.
register that when I was doing it.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, I fully noted that. I fully noted that. I was like, that's a fun.
That's
Fun.
cool.
That's
I love
good.
that.
Dude, that's good. All right, I'm gonna pass it over to Mr. Metro Mike.
I'm not Puff anymore. Trauma. But yeah, I'm Valentine. I am Metro Mike and Metro on YouTube and TikTok, and then Metro_Michael on Twitch, where I stream RPGs, Souls likes, and survival games, mainly survival games. Waiting for a month for the Dune game to come out. Dune, the Dune, the survival. Me, Feff, and Ian were playing that.
It's
like,
fun.
So good. Sandworm. And then right now I'm playing Claire Obscura on the YouTube channel, Metro Mike, and episodes Tuesdays, Thursdays at noon. And after we beat that, we'll be going into Mind's Eye. That's coming out actually on the same day, June 10th. Which is like,
It's my
I guess
birthday.
people that happy birthday. But yeah, it's a game that I guess people that worked on GTA spun off and made their own thing, and it's like, I guess Mind's Eye is like iRobot GTA. It's like it's some dude that controls a bunch of robots that is like they're turning on humans, and it's supposed to be like that, but with like GTA style like gaming.
Cool.
It looks really dope. I'm super excited for that. But yeah, stay tuned for that. That'll be on the YouTube coming June.
Sounds interesting. Speaking of Claire Obscura, we're going to go
so good.
raid into Shane Wally's Nick of the Woods. I hope you all have a phenomenal rest of your evening. I'll see you tomorrow for Windfall.
Bye, y'all.